That's my fault. My bad. Sorry, everyone. I just literally said all of that without audio. I didn't even see. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Thank you, YouTube. Well, one thing on YouTube actually is that probably helped push it out to more people. Thank you, everybody, for commenting and letting me know on the YouTube stream. I really appreciate it. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. Thank you to everyone who's hit a thumbs up on YouTube already. I really appreciate it. I apologize. I was recording a video yesterday, and I was like piecing together a video that I might be posting, and I literally turned off my mic so that I could record it, and I forgot about it. So thank you, everyone, for letting me know. It was a really easy fix. Really easy fix. We're gonna start getting some people up here in a quick second. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria. Joining in. What's up, though, Elizabeth? How you doing? What's up, Rocky? What's up, Dominant? What's up, Dennis? How you doing? Too late, but we hear you now. Yeah, well, that's good. It's good. I'm so sorry, everyone. I'm sorry. We're gonna get started getting the first person up here for some debates. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We're just looking for some debates, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Alrighty, let's go in the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello, Parker.
I know who that is. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, how old are you?
I'm not 18, but I want to say that you're...
I'm sorry, I gotta go into the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We're just looking for some debates, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
30.
Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I support Trump.
Okay. And if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
I'd rather vote for Trump.
Okay, why do you support Trump?
So I support Trump because I'm a fucking retard.
Okay, that's horrible. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria list on the screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 18.
Do you support Trump?
Who do you think? Are you a
Anything other than an answer to the question is probably going to get you kicked. Just letting you know. Let's go on the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo?
Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Election held today, Harris versus Trump. Who would you rather vote for? All right, let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed in the TikTok screen. Alrighty, let's get this next person up here. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? Alrighty, let's go to the next individual. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen.
Hey, dude.
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
What's up? 20.
Do you support Trump?
I do.
Election held today, Harris versus Trump. Who would you rather vote for?
Definitely not Harris.
Would you vote for Trump?
That is the truth. Well, probably not. He can't run again, can he? So I'd probably vote for like Marco Rubio or JD Vance.
Okay, well, you know kind of what I meant. Like, if the election were held today and you could vote between the two, who would you rather vote for? You'd
Trump.
clearly rather vote for Trump in that circumstance, it seems. Okay, why do you support Trump, though?
Why do I support Trump? Because I think the
Yeah,
Democrat
or any of
Party
those Republicans.
is probably a better like world philosophy, view philosophy.
Okay. In
Life in
what
general.
context?
Just values, war, safety, peace, economics, taxes.
Okay, so peace, econ, taxes. So, do you like his No New Wars?
Yeah, no new wars is definitely interesting. I mean,
really doing
Iran is
good?
interesting. Is that wine or what? No, yeah, no new wars. I'm not super happy with Iran, but you know,
You said you had no new wars? Iran is a new war
well, it's a humanitarian crisis right now.
because of Trump's war that he started. So you just called it a humanitarian crisis, and it's a humanitarian crisis caused by who?
Well, if Iran is saying no, people can go through the strait. I mean, it's kind of
Wait, and why are they doing that? What caused them to do that? Was that happening before?
no, not
So
not
what
to a
caused
full
that to happen?
extent. I mean, probably us blowing them up.
Oh, okay. So who made that order?
Probably Trump. I
Oh, okay.
hope
So
it's
then Trump directly caused
least-
this action, directly
Not
caused this
auto pen.
humanitarian crisis. So are you saying that Trump did something wrong?
Well, I mean, are you saying that that we shouldn't have blown them up?
Yeah, we should definitely not have gone to war with Iran.
Well, do you think we should have stepped into
Why did Trump
not
pull out of the
have them acquire
JCPOA?
a nuclear weapon?
Why did Trump pull out of the JCPOA?
The JCP, dude, JC Penny is like, I don't know what that is.
JCPOA is the agreement that we had with Iran that prevented them from developing nuclear weapons because we had unprecedented levels of surveillance over their nuclear enrichment facilities, which held them below 3.7% enrichment of uranium, which now they're around 60% enrichment of uranium, which 90% is required specifically to weaponize it. And I mean, the original strike they made about a year ago literally limited them from having any type of enrichment of uranium. They haven't built it up since then, according to the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, who testified in front of Congress and wrote a statement to Congress. Literally said that according to the intelligence community, that we have no intelligence that they've been building up their enrichment since that original strike about a year ago. So it's not.
So you agree with the original strike?
I actually think the JCPOA should have been maintained, so the original strike wouldn't be necessary in that context. But if you can't establish a JCPOA, the first original strike is preferable to war.
But if
right?
the JCPOA
by the way, that first
was
original strike did not indicate we had to go to war.
If that was established and they were still enriching uranium to the point where we had to step in and blow up their bunker, that means the JCPOA wasn't doing its job.
Yeah, do you think so? You said the JCPOA wasn't because Trump pulled out of it. Oh my God, dude.
Because it wasn't holding up and they were enriching uranium, and that's why we had to.
That's not true. There's no evidence of that. That's not the reason.
Then why do we have to blow up their bunker? I mean, it's
because Trump pulled out of the JCPOA.
Do you know when he pulled out of that?
Yes, he pulled out of it in 2018.
2018.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we blew him up a year ago. That tracks. I just don't, at the heart of it, like you could argue the nitty gritty of it, but it's like Iran can't have a nuclear weapon. And you talk to anyone who's from the Middle East or has family in the Middle East, and they agree with the decision to do so.
I'm just getting
Parker, is it your birthday? Are you coming out? What's going on with your comments?
No, those are all bots. Those are all bots.
Okay, I'm just.
I was actually muting the bots while you said that. Can you repeat your last statement?
No, I think at the heart of it, you talk to people in Middle East and people who have family in that area, and they all agree with it. So, do I like the high gas prices? No. Would if it take, and what's crazy too, it's only been like 2 months, 3 months, and the left, it's just a philosophical. It's a war. People are dying. This and that. Stuff's expensive. Life is terrible. It's only been 2 months. We were in Iraq for years, dude.
But you understand that the conditions in terms of the economy have been made worse because of the fact that the Strait of Hormuz being closed has long-term negative economic impacts in terms of oil prices, energy prices, which impacts the level of inflation across the board.
Long term,
and also it puts us in an issue where there could possibly or potentially be stagflation, because the main cause of stagflation, at least historically for us, was the limit on oil or an economic stimulant, right? So because oil technically is an economic stimulant, and because of the fact that it directly impacts prices, there's kind of a point that it can cause stagflation. Because it can slow economic growth and increase prices at the same time.
Yeah, but the thing is though, but Trump and the Republicans are producing more oil than any point in history right now from America. So I get what you're saying. Like, yeah, it could have potential. And I don't think long term is the right word. I think short term, and because we're feeling short term effects of it, obviously. But the second that strait is opened up, like they started doing yesterday with Project Freedom, everything else is going to follow once there's free navigation through there, which is also Iran's fault.
Okay, so that's not going to hold. Okay, and how has that worked so far? Haven't they started that by yesterday?
It started yesterday.
Yeah, and it's not open. And even so, like even if it were to actually open, right now, that still would have impacts in terms of the oil prices in the long run. because
For
of the fact
what,
that it's
maybe a
negatively
month?
impacted our oil reserves. No, you say maybe a month. It's definitely longer than a month. There's no economist that would tell you that the economic impacts downstream of that are just going to be attributed like to a month,
But
especially when it's had that type of impact on global supply and
yeah, but
reserves.
you talk about our impact, American impact, and like gas prices specifically. Gas prices will drop within a month after that strait is open, because the Republicans, because we produce so much oil. That's, kind of just ties into philosophy, worldview philosophy
No,
between
no. So
Democrats
what
and
we need to be
Republicans.
doing is we need to be investing in renewables. He shouldn't be pulling back on renewables, right? That helps us build up production within this country, right?
So okay, let
And
me
we
ask you
should have
this,
been doing
Parker.
that regardless. You know what we shouldn't have been doing? We should have been going to war with Iran. That hasn't led to any better conditions. What genuine objectives have we met through the war with Iran?
I mean, their military. The only thing I could, it's a talking point, but their military is gone.
Their
I
military is
mean,
not gone. How come the Navy is showing up
okay,
to the ships, trying to
Parker,
go through the Strait
let
of
me ask you
Hormuz?
something. If you were like commanding an army and your main priority was to open up the strait,
That's
how
also
long do you
not an
think it would
objective,
take you?
Matt. The objectives that we had specifically, let me just clarify, are like getting rid of their ballistic missile program, are like
Gone,
getting rid of a nuclear threat, which obviously neither of those have happened, or getting
gone.
rid of their control over the Strait of Hormuz. That hasn't happened at all.
Well, think,
Um,
dude, if you
uh,
put 50 boats, little fast speedboats with terrorists on them and
hold up. I'm gonna keep
AK-47s,
going. I'm gonna keep going. There's more objectives. Getting them to have sanctions still in place, right? You understand all of those things are like,
yeah, I understand the objectives. No new
and
nuclear
none of
weapons,
those
missile
things have
program
we met.
gone. I would disagree in the fact that if they had missile capabilities, they would shoot at us, but they don't. They have terrorists on speedboats with AK-47s shooting at innocent ships just trying to go from Dubai or some of them oil ports up there back to Japan and South Korea, and it's all minuscule. Like I said, it's not like, it sucks. I don't agree with it. No new wars. That was the promise, but it's short term, and you got to have some common sense to at least acknowledge that.
War started by Trump. We didn't need to start this war. We haven't met any objectives. The JCPOA met more objectives. Trump's out of this war would be getting something like the JCPOA or even a watered down version of the JCPOA. It was a huge foreign policy blunder, and the fact that there's any person that would try to actually look at this and be like, yeah, actually Trump's doing good in terms of foreign policy here, has no fucking clue what they're talking about, genuinely. And I want to be very clear with that. No, you have
So
no
you,
clue what you're
you
talking about. We've met less objectives. We're years down the line, and we are now in a war. It's impacting us economically speaking. It's slowing our economic growth. It's destabilizing relations with countries all around the world. What are we doing? This is a
all right.
foreign policy blunder. If you reference it anything other than a foreign policy blunder, it means you don't know what you're talking about on the matter.
So
It's a
I need to
disaster.
get two takes. I need to get two takes from you. One, do you believe that we've been at war with Iran for 60 plus years? And then two, does that you think all of Trump's foreign policy is bad? Just at a broad scale, you think it's bad?
Not like 99%. It's been absolute dog
Well,
shit. It's been
99%. And then
horrible.
you got to give me the
Like
1% you think is good.
I actually, I'd love to hear I'd love to hear actually anything. I was just leaving it open for you. Can you tell me anything that you think it's been good on foreign policy yet?
Anything? So you swift swapped it. You took my question, then just asked me that, which
No,
is
I said I
fine.
was leaving it open for you.
Which is fine.
I'm down to say
Um,
100% bad.
yeah, I mean, he's kind of positioning us as the number one
Or actually,
superpower in
I'll
the
give you
world.
one thing: the 2% NATO GDP target. That's one.
Oh, see, all right, here we go.
That
Here we
original
go.
one. That one was decent. Is there anything else you can play? Is there anything else? Give
I
me
would
something.
I think our relationship with Mexico and Canada is more
It's been
secure.
horrible. He placed tariffs on them, especially Canada.
Yeah.
Argued for the annexation of their country. Canada is. There are a bunch of Canadians that are boycotting our products.
But does
Okay.
that trigger you? Does that really
Yeah,
make you mad
it
not being a Canadian?
Wait, I'm sorry. It makes me angry that he's destroying our relationships with our allies that we've had for so long. Yeah, for literally no reason. Right, and threatening to
Destroying?
annex their country. Yeah, what are you talking about? He's
Okay,
isolating
well,
us on a global stage, and you just think it's funny?
if I'm not mistaken, it was Alberta's. I don't know how they roll up there, but I think it was their governor or their prime minister who was trying to start a petition to secede from Canada and join the states. So I think the whole thing is kind of funny. And I
That's
wouldn't say
Alberta.
destroy.
That's dude. That's Alberta. You cannot say that Canada is Alberta, please. And that's not even legal.
It's part
They
of Canada though, so
they
that's
can't
where
do
I'm kind of
that.
like, you can't get
That's
super
incredibly
upset about
dishonest. That's incredibly dishonest.
that.
You know,
But
you know,
so
you know
is
that the
saying that
Russians,
we're
you know that that's literally what Russian state propaganda did with Ukraine. They said, "Oh, there's this one little province specifically here within Ukraine that actually says that they really like Russia. That means we can then invade the rest of Ukraine." Like that's literally what. I just want to be clear. That's literally like what Russian state propaganda perpetuated as a justification for going and taking Ukraine. Right? That's one of the justifications used.
so little, a full invasion war compared to a parody joke with the prime minister or something. That's a quite a stretch of a comparison. But if you think about just
I don't think you
all,
realize what he's doing, though. He's making it normalized in order to have those types of relations, or to say or exert that we have power over them insofar as that we could take their country or annex their
that
country.
they okay,
That's the type of idea that he's trying to perpetuate there.
Parker,
Okay,
are you in a
that's what an
relationship?
authoritarian does. What's up?
Are you in a relationship?
Yes.
Okay. In that relationship, do you think it's 50-50, 60-40, 90-10? What is your give and get typically?
100-100. We each give our all and work together.
Damn, that was a good answer. I like that actually. I might use that sometime somewhere. 100. Okay, you give it but okay, that was like you kind of being boodled that. But the point I'm making there is like in a relationship, it's
Well, the thing is,
50-50.
it's not just 50-50 though. It's like it's sometimes you'll give more, sometimes you'll give less. Depends on the circumstance. Depends on your needs.
And
That's
that
how
is
a
the
relationship
absolute
works.
truth. That
It,
is
it,
the truth, and I agree with you.
I don't think that it can necessarily, at least when you get into a longer term relationship, can be defined solely as like 50-50. I think that's simplistic to be like, oh, we're each giving our all. And
Well,
it's
I'm trying to
rotated.
keep it
But like,
simplistic
but
for
like,
your viewers.
depending on the situation, depending on the needs at the time, right? It's going to like the needs are going to change for a relationship.
So
I think
my
that oftentimes is a little bit too simplistic to describe relationship dynamics once they become more complicated.
okay, so throw it back into foreign policy. The USA, dude, has been absolutely 70-30, 80-20, 90-10, 110 throughout its history. And this isn't a relation. This isn't like you're trying to marry someone. We're trying to be friendly and not go to war and be allies against people who actually want to, like the communists, right? So in that instance, that should be a 64. And again, we're the world's greatest superpower. We should help other people. I believe in giving, but 60-40 is a lot better than 80-20, and that's what Trump's doing. So yeah, and with everybody, and that's tariffs, and that's withdrawing
I don't see
troops
how
from
tariffs.
Germany. That's NATO.
Tariffs, we pay the tariffs. Consumers mostly in the US. 96% of tariffs are paid by the US, mostly paid by consumers. According to a Federal Reserve report, we'd be below pre-pandemic levels of inflation if Donald Trump never imposed the tariffs in the first place. We're actually right now above the levels of inflation that Biden had at the end of his administration because Donald Trump has imposed this war with Iran and because of the tariffs being in place. So I just want to let you know, right, we would be significantly better off economically speaking if you just decided to not vote for Donald Trump within practically every economic metric. And I know that for a literal fact. Okay?
Oh, okay.
That's an undisputed fact.
You said undisputed fact, but then you throw into Medicare
Or,
fraud,
sorry,
having an
should be
open
undisputed
border.
fact. Wait, all
more.
of those are my ideological opinions beyond that. I'm just telling you specifically, as compared with Harris being in office, without the tariffs, without the war with Iran, we'd be significantly better off economically speaking. There is no comparison, genuinely.
But there is when you count for everything like fraud, benefits,
What fraud?
people. What fraud? But like the whole.
Yeah, no, I'm serious.
The
Like,
whole
what fraud are you referencing? The
That's
Doge
hospice fraud.
literally spent more money than they got. And if you
I'm-
want to
I'm
reference
from
going after
Minnesota.
fraud, you have to talk about going after the DoD, which Donald Trump wants to increase to $1.5 trillion a year. Why weren't they passing any of the audits, but you're okay with spending more money on them? But then apparently for all these other social programs that have extraordinarily low fraud rates, even though they have had extensive level of audits, extensive level of research into them, and countless circumstances, you still say, oh, I'm just going to say that it's incredibly fraudulent, even though we had plenty of different programs that went over that to cut things, and quite literally it's now going to lead to 14 million people dying in the future. Did you know that?
Okay.
There was a report from the
What?
Lancet, 14 million people are going to die by 2030 because of the fact that Donald Trump and his administration have cut USAID funding. That's from a
You
Lancet study. 14 million people over the next 4 years.
are going to die because no
Yeah.
one is getting
Yeah.
gender affirming care in
It's
Uganda.
no, that's not it. That's your understanding of U.S. aid, and that's the type of fear mongering that Republicans continue to engage in. That constantly makes people think, oh, this funding is unnecessary. If you actually look
A
at the
lot of it
research,
is.
if you actually look at the research, the U.S. aid funding has literally saved over 90 million lives over the next. By the way, 14 million lives. Those are lives that would have been prevented, right, from dying, right, if we had the U.S. aid funding still in place. This is a really small portion of the budget, really small portion of the budget. The fact that you'd want to pull that back when it literally saves so many lives is crazy to me.
Do you think that statement you just made is considered fear mongering?
No, I think
You're
I think that what
14
I think
million
that what
people
I
are
think the
going to
statement
die.
that I think that the statement you made is fear mongering.
But okay, maybe both to an extent, but I think 14 million people. Okay, here's the deal.
That's a
I
Lancet
watch these
study.
people,
Dude, I'm citing a study. I'm not just making a claim.
and I'm
a
citing
study.
Tim Burnchett reading off of findings from USAID and things they cut out of there. Like it's
Yeah,
We're-
you understand that they make it incredibly too simplistic, and it's not referencing the overall amount of spending. So if you look at the overall estimates, you have to look at the ones that are life-saving and prevent people from dying. That is
Okay.
all real, tangible results.
So if you
Okay.
spend $100 million, and 80 million actually goes to helping people, and 20 million goes to transgender
Just the
surgery for
galaxy.
mice, dude.
There's literally no source for that. And by the way, you said transgender surgery for mice. That's not a thing. You won't be able to find that. That's not a thing.
Parker, if I feel like if I took enough time on my computer, I would be able to pull something up and send
You
it
wouldn't.
to you. But so when you circle back to the whole thing though, like just
Dude,
general.
do you even know what you're talking about, bro? Like, I'm sorry, this is the most crazy thing ever, bro. This is like insane. Like, literally look it up. I'm serious. Like, do one Google search, please. Have you seriously in the past year and a half not done one Google search on that?
No, because it's getting cut.
Did
I don't have to
USAID
because we're getting it cut.
fund trans mice? Let's just do a Google. Let's do a Google research. Hold up. Let me give me 1 second. There we go.
Why don't you share your screen?
Because I'm not going to share my screen. I'll just tell you when I'm looking at it.
Well, you're right. Yeah.
Al Jazeera. Fact check. Is the U.S. government spending millions on? And by the way, now this is a different claim. Transgender monkeys. Right.
Well, I've never heard monkeys. I've heard mice.
I actually haven't heard that either. Here's another one where it says mice, because this is going over the claim that Elon Musk made. Let me see what it specifically says. Okay, wait. Hold up. You might be making a different claim. So give me 1 second.
Well, at the point of this, though, Parker, look what we're debating on right now. Like that should not be part of our government funding, dude. My taxes should not be going to this.
So
no way, shape, or form.
No, by the way, this is because you're fear mongering about it and saying this
You
is what it
just said
is.
14 million people were going to die because we cut USAID.
Yeah, I just told you
That is
that.
fear mongering.
Hey, dude, I don't know why you're acting this way. You're acting incredibly dishonest. I gave you a literal study that justifies this. Can you provide me a source that we were funding transgender mice?
I just told you I recited it from Tim Burnchett reading off of when he was in a congressional hearing.
Okay, so someone claiming in a congressional hearing is not a source.
No, reading off of some of the things they cut because they were spending it.
Yeah, that's literally just an ideological point within a congressional hearing from a Republican.
We cut this, we cut that.
No, hold up, pause.
This.
Can you give me an actual source?
I just that's where I got it from. I told you that twice now. I mean,
Okay,
I said,
so,
if you really wanted me to, I could pull it up. But at the heart of it, I don't want to argue about that. It's completely irrelevant. But it also ties into
wait. If it's irrelevant, you can't just sit there and make that claim up to say that like all this funding is going to be viewed as this way when there's absolutely no evidence to claim that at all. Do you understand?
Look up Tim Burnchett reading off USAID funding cuts. Probably be the first thing that comes up.
Yeah, I'm actually already on something from Americans for Medical Progress. right? And it literally goes over this, saying that recent claims about federally funded research on transgender mice are inaccurate and misleading. This research is not related to gender identity. Instead, they are focused on studying biological and reproductive development. Some have suggested the intended term was transgenic mice, but that is also incorrect in this context. Transgenic mice are used across many scientific fields, including reproductive biology, and organisms allow researchers to study how changes in their genes drive health and disease in humans and animals. Recent news does not directly target transgenic organisms. Rather, it focuses on studies investigating natural, hormonal, and developmental processes. To clarify, these mice are not transgender in any human or social context. Research helps scientists understand how sex hormones function and their effect when things go wrong, particularly in conditions like endometriosis, infertility, breast cancer, prostate cancer. This work provides hope to countless individuals, whether in growing families or enabling people to live longer, healthier lives when faced with a cancer diagnosis. So do you see how, like, when you actively like portray it as, oh, they're doing this transgender surgery on mice? Are you fucking serious? That's what you just tried to say it was?
That is what I said.
And if you do any research into it, one Google search, the first thing that comes up, what does it tell you? It tells you, no, that's not it at all. It's actually research to literally help people with cancer diagnosis.
It's a mixture of a bunch of different things.
Yeah, infertility and endometriosis.
I love what Trump's doing with.
Wait, I'm sorry. Can you not acknowledge that now? Do you realize how what you were doing was fear mongering?
Parker, if I sat behind the computer for 5 minutes and did this all day, every day, like you did, I would be able to give you the study.
Okay. Wait, I'm sorry.
I gave you the source twice.
Wait, I'm sorry. Wait, I
can put it on hold and I can go
pause.
send you the video on Instagram and you can pull it up.
Dude, I did one Google search.
That was
serious.
3.
I did.
We went through 3 different studies.
What?
It took about 5 minutes. I've been waiting.
I did one Google search and I clicked the second one. Literally, it's literally like the second one.
Like the second one, Parker. The point I'm trying to make is that I don't do this all day, every day. I'm trying to hit on a bunch of different topics right now, and you're dragging my balls because of USAID.
Hold up, dude. You made a claim. I'm just showing you that claim is wrong. You can accept that claim is wrong, and you can try to move on from it. But you can't be like, "Oh, Parker, you're the one that was engaging in the fear mongering," when you had an actual study to prove what you're saying. And then whenever Parker did research on the very claim that he made, with one Google search, it was proven wrong.
Okay, I would be back at that, and I would say, how many people have been saved? How many lives have been saved now that the border's closed and not open? We probably just cut back, 2 million people. We probably just saved 2 million there, and we're not funding that silly stuff overseas. I mean,
what? You literally are going to war with Iran. What are you talking about? Funding that silly stuff overseas? What do you mean, the stuff that saved lives? And then also
the stuff that prevents Iran from having a nuclear
reducing the border policies that Trump put in place did not save 2 million lives. You're fucking insane. I'm sorry. You cannot just say that. That's just stupid. You have no evidence for that. You're just going to claim that because you feel like it. And don't act like it's justified just because you don't fucking do research. That's the most annoying shit ever. If you don't do research, don't go on a fucking live stream and claim such utterly bullshit stuff. How about you do research before you claim something? Or say, maybe I don't know something about this. Or don't make a claim about it. Why do you go on a live and make such a ridiculous claim?
This is what you guys do all day, every day.
Yes, it's my job. It's my job. Now, what is that supposed to mean?
Does
that mean you're right? Does that mean you're justified in having a shitty opinion?
No, it doesn't. You justify it yourself, but beat on other people when they do the same thing.
What do you mean? Justify what?
Dude.
Wait, justify what?
It's a Democratic talking points. I mean, you're a voice for the Democratic Party, so you're pushing Democratic. I don't want to say propaganda because that's intense, but Democratic talking points.
Okay, what talking points are wrong?
The 14 million people dying because of USAID.
That's not wrong. I gave you a study. You didn't even look into the study. At least look into the study and be like, maybe this is some part of the study I disagree with.
Parker, I will. But the thing is, imagine if Iran had a nuclear weapon and blew up Europe. or blew up New York? And
Hey,
then
dude,
how many people?
they're closer to a nuclear weapon because of the fact that Trump
then?
pulled. Dude, they're closer to a nuclear weapon because of Trump's foreign policy. He pulled out of the JCPOA. We had this already
Which
on
was-
lock, dude.
that
We
wasn't
had
working.
negotiations that were going to continue to stay in place in the long run because we had good faith on both sides established by the context of the JCPOA. But you don't even
but it
know about
wasn't
any of
working.
this, and I'm telling you about it. So at least when you hear about it,
you
maybe you
are.
should change your mind.
And I will actually go look into the GCPOA and see what that's all about. But from hindsight, if we still had to take military action to blow up one of their nuclear bunkers, dude, it wasn't working. Something was
we
just
already did that a year ago without starting a war with them. Do you realize we could have done the strike a year ago, and that would not have caused war. We started war with
did.
them after a year, almost a year later.
And
And again, the U.S. intelligence literally said we had no evidence that they were building up their nuclear development since then. So it's not an imminent nuclear threat. Work with negotiation.
and that's what he's doing with tariffs. I mean,
I'm sorry, that hasn't worked with tariffs. And also and by the way, this is our adversary we're supposed to negotiate with. The negotiation is not supposed to be through the context of tariffs. You do something like the JCPOA. If you can get something just like the JCPOA that's significantly more objective than the entire thing that Trump's got through the entire war. Think about all the service members dead, all the money that we put into this to get into a worse position than what we were under Obama. Like, this is absurd. You cannot. This is a foreign policy blunder. It's a disaster, and anything other than explaining it as that is literally just propaganda. Okay, I'm not the one spreading propaganda. I'm the one literally just telling you my thoughts and opinions, and I happen to get a platform in doing that. I'm not a top-down person. I've never worked with the Democratic Party prior to even doing this. This is something that I got into out of getting fucking lucky on the internet. Okay, I'm some random dude.
Respect, and it's completely respectable. But you just said thoughts and opinions. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Like we're doing the same thing.
Obviously, I never claimed that about you. I never claimed that you're like some Republican operative.
Right.
But you are going to spread propaganda that Republican operatives have been perpetuating. I'll be like, okay, this is propaganda. This is misinformation. This is why it's wrong.
Okay. Yeah. Respect, but it's not. It's in a month from now, Parker. If gas prices are below $2 a gallon again, the straits open, and Iran, hopefully, more so for the people of Iran, hopefully they're free and they're, not being oppressed, and the straits open, things are going to be lovely and lovely again.
Yeah, you're living in La La Land.
And what's also, when you think about this, you do know that China
you want to bet? You want to bet? I bet you that won't happen.
How many?
I would bet $10,000 right now that won't happen.
In a month or 3? See.
Do you want to move the goalpost now to 3 months?
Parker, well
I mean, even then, I don't even think you're going to get that in 3 months.
You're a smart guy, Parker, and we got this under control. The midterms are coming up in November. I would bet by the end of summer that this is taken care of and gas prices are right back to where they were before.
So, by the way, we went from 1 month to now 3 months immediately.
That's end of summer. Like I said.
So by the end of summer, you think that there's going to be a regime change? You think there's going to be $2 gas?
That's what I said.
Okay, so tell me, just be clear. What are the objectives that you think you're going to meet in 3 months?
I think there will be some sort of agreement in place with Iran, similar to the JPOC we were talking about before. And I think gas prices are going to crash. The strait's going to be open. China's going to be less powerful, and life's going to be great again right before the midterms.
Okay, these are all vague points. They aren't like specific objectives.
I'm not a war expert, dude. I can't tell you they're going to have 8 ships and 4 battlemen with 50 rounds each. Like, I can't do that. I don't know.
Bro thinks I'm like asking that question. How dishonest do you have to be to think I'm asking you that question? I never asked you about how many battleships or anything. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Dude, you think I'm like asking you such hyper-specific research because I ask you one thing beyond? Dude, bro, like, I like think Trump's doing like a good job with like the ships, and like he's gonna bring back like so much for this country. Like, dude, there's gonna be $2 gas by the end of summer, dude, and the Strait of Hormuz is gonna be open, and like, I promise you, dude, this country is going to be doing what you've never seen before the midterms, bro. Like, seriously, anything beyond that in terms of a question is like too much. Come on, bro.
That's where I'm at. That was good.
I
Parker.
know that
enjoyed
is where you're at, and I'm like, bro, come on, please, genuinely, let's think beyond this.
But
Let's not
from-
just justify it
like I
because
said,
we've
you're a
always
smart
not
guy.
thought to never think again in the future. We got to think more.
He's not going to let it go on. It's only been 2 months, 3 months. It's been a military success. I mean,
This is not okay. The fact that you think this is a military success is the most delusional thing I've ever heard of. Okay,
Parker, we
what
put
success?
no one on the
Name-
ground.
Okay, can you name one actual what's it called, a political concession that Iran has given up since the beginning of the war?
I mean, their leaders are dead, dude.
Not all of
That's
them.
pretty-
Obviously,
that's
there are
pretty
new
good.
leaders in the place. So, can you answer the question? Can you name one political concession that they've given up?
That would be my political concession. You are dead.
That's not a political concession.
Dude, if Vladimir Putin died tomorrow because of action from someone else, that is a political
Yeah,
concession.
but then like the person who came in did the exact same stuff as Putin. That doesn't change anything.
It definitely changes stuff in structure and how the military's operated and how you're negotiating. I mean, it's a whole new person. To say that doesn't change anything is kind of vague.
What we've seen change is if they become more radicalized.
They're terrorists, dude. They're literal terrorists on speedboats, jumping around with AK-47s. And we have I think 13 people have died. God rest their souls.
Can you define? I want you to define terrorism for me real quick. And by the way, I'm not saying that the IRGC doesn't fund terrorism or anything like that, but I want you to define it real quick, just to be able to get you to reflect on this a little bit in terms of how you use
terrorism?
the word. Yeah, I want you to define it. I think it's important.
I would say terrorism is is an act of killing someone out of, despise for them, more so.
Fear, violence, killing for political aims. Of like innocence, right? You're going to talk about killing innocence.
Yeah.
So isn't that what the U.S. has done? Hasn't Trump literally authorized U.S. operations that have killed innocents? Is that not terrorism?
Who? Source?
What do you mean? The
where? Who? And source?
I got you. The U.S. girls' school that was blown up and struck twice.
Oh man, that was.
Are you going to say it's Iran? Oh, it was Iran that did it? Really?
I was going to say Iran.
Really? You think they did that?
I don't. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that you said that either. That's not,
That's what Trump said. What do you mean that you don't like that I said? That's what
Trump said.
That's
He blew up a children's girls' school in Iran.
No. Trump said Iran did it when it was not Iran and it was the U.S.
It was the U.S. and that's verified and sourced. And
yes, it was literally a U.S. Tomahawk.
And Iran didn't.
And they double tapped it.
When you talk about something like that, that's hard because you're talking about kids and schools, and that's not America, bro. We don't do that shit. And unless you have a
here's my point. Here's my point. That shouldn't be America, but it is, and that's what I'm telling you right now. Is that's terrorism. And if we can't stand up and call that out and actually look into it and do the fucking research to hold our politicians accountable, well, then we're going to have a terrorist operation controlling our government. Okay? So we need to actively hold that accountable within our country. And you want to know who's been advocating for terrorism? Trump, when he says he wants to completely end civilization within Iran. Right? When he says he wants to go after power plants. When he says he wants to go after the desalinization. That's all.
No, that is war.
Those are all war crimes.
War.
That's not war. Those are war crimes. We explicitly have laws under the books to try to prevent these things when it comes to rules of war, to prevent things like genocide. That's what war crimes are for in the first place.
Okay, but they're
not being enforced right now because we're perpetuating them.
I just got a big, I just lost respect for you in a sense because it's like it's like you're advocating for Iran and not
You
America.
see what I mean? What you see is a criticism, or actually, what is a criticism of the United States and their conduct, you see as a defense of the IRGC after I already clarified to you. I fucking hate the IRGC. I don't like the IRGC at all.
It's not even.
You know
about
what? I'm going to tell you this thing right now. Listen to this. Listen to this.
What source?
Listen to me right now. Listen to me for 1 second right now. Listen to me for 1 second right now.
You got to give me that source because that's a really. What source
for the U.S. girls' school?
For the U.S. girls' school,
yeah.
Confirmed. because that is just a, you know. And was it us? Was it Israel? Was it Iran's own missile? Like that
Yeah,
was
this is from NPR. Pentagon probe points to U.S. missile hitting Iranian school.
You care to share with the class, or
That's the title. I'm telling you where to find it. It's literally NPR. Pentagon probe points to U.S. missile hitting Iranian school.
points to confirmed?
Yeah.
Points to
Yeah, it says the U.S. has launched a formal investigation of the missile strike into an Iranian girls' school that killed at least 165 civilians, many of them children, after a preliminary assessment determined the U.S. was at fault.
So there was an investigation. Nothing has been confirmed.
Well, the U.S. has launched an investigation on top of a preliminary assessment indicating that the U.S. was at fault, along with the Pentagon probe pointing to this. So I'm sorry, that's all intelligence we have right now indicating this. And then you're expecting, oh, yeah, the Trump administration is going to then...
But what you said...
The Trump administration just needs to claim it now. We already have intelligence reports indicating that this is us.
But
the Tomahawk missiles are our missiles. Iran doesn't even have those type of missiles.
What you said and how you painted it as terrorism, and that the America is a terrorist and we blow up kids' schools in other countries, that's not good, dude.
I know this is hard for you to hear, but in order for you to truly love your country, you have to call it out when it does wrong and prevent us from acting this way so that we can actually have a country that it works and operates. So listen here, this is what I wanted to say before. I hate the IRGC. I don't like the IRGC. I love America, but that does not mean I love, right, how the government's operating. Right? I disagree with how the government's operating. I'm advocating for our government to operate in a manner in which we are not advocating and perpetuating terrorism around the world. That's what I believe in.
Okay,
because there's a legitimate difference. There is a legitimate difference from engaging in actions of defense, of trying to take care of your country, right? And literally just killing innocents. You have to understand the distinction.
There is a difference.
If you cannot understand the distinction, what the fuck are you different from anyone else around the world stage? How are you different?
Okay, Parker, the difference is this. You can come out and speak out against your government in the way their actions, but painting the government as terrorist is crazy. And just from a...
You have to see war crimes as terrorism. Otherwise, what is a war crime? Tell me what that is. What's a war crime? How do you distinct yourself? How do you distinct yourself from individuals that are terrorists, from those committing terror operations, if it's not based upon the killing directly of innocents? How do you distinct yourself? You can't. So yes, it is terrorism. Yes, war crimes are terrorism. Yes, we have to call it out. Yes, we have to hold them accountable if we fucking love our country. Because if you love your country, you will not let your country do that.
Okay,
and let us be branded like that around the entire fucking world. You're going to allow that to happen? Why don't you call it out? That's the pro-American thing to do. It is anti-American to just sit there and to perpetuate the things that we literally established to be war crimes. Who fucking wrote these things in international law?
I agree, but it's not confirmed. And it's one of those things where I would rather you don't want to have that image of America. That's just not.
Who helped to guide international law after World War II? That was wasn't it partially also the U.S.? So we wrote these things as war crimes, helped to get them passed as war crimes, and then now we're perpetuating these things right now, and we have people defending it. That's anti-American.
I don't think anyone is defending kids dying in school. I literally don't think anyone is doing that.
Well, no, you defend the administrations and not holding the people accountable who do these things.
I defended the administration because it's not confirmed. There's an investigation, and I don't want to paint that picture that America does that. If they do, if the investigation comes out and says, yes, it was I'm going to presume some sort of faulty accident. Because again, America does not just target schools. It's not something we do. So it's like, I'm going to defend the administration, but nothing is confirmed. And then when you get so outspoken about that, it's like, where were you when the border was wide open?
The border was not wide open. And also, like, that's another fear-mongering tactic that Republicans will use when literally, you understand that undocumented immigrants are multiple times less likely to commit violent crime, drug crime, property crime in the country compared to natural-born U.S. citizens. Border cities are safer than the average American city, right? And this whole idea that immigrants coming to the country are making things less safe or they're murdering people en masse is so ridiculous. If you want to reduce the level of
But where
violent
were
crime,
you?
watch
Where
this.
were you when
Watch
the
this.
border was open?
If you want to reduce the level of horrible crime that's happening, you would support Democrats because proportionally speaking, they go after people who have committed violent crimes and bad crimes to a proportionally 4 times higher likelihood. Under the Obama administration, 20% of those deported had a violent criminal record. Under the Trump administration, 5% of those deported have a violent criminal record. Proportionally speaking, the Democrats go after violent criminals to a greater extent because proportionally speaking, it makes sense to prioritize those that are a threat to the safety and security of our communities rather than just those that are trying to come to our country, right, through the legal process, through the process undocumented because they just want a better life and they think the legal process takes too long. Let's make a quicker legal process. Let's incentivize people to go through the legal process. Let's go after those that have committed the worst of the worst crimes, and let's give a pathway to citizenship for undocumented immigrants who have not committed a violent or serious crime, right? So that we can actually not only benefit our GDP, our productive capacity of economy, we can treat immigrants better, we can have an overall better system, more people are vetted, there's less violence happening in our system, we're proportionally going after those that are violent to a greater extent. How is that bad? That within every metric is better off.
You literally were not there during the open border crisis. That's all you said there is essentially is I agree with everything that happened and nothing bad, no negative effects, and just so I'm following your numbers right, your 4x numbers, Democrats are 4x more likely to deport violent offenders is coming from Obama's 20% and then Trump's 5%, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So if that's just unreal. I can't believe you pulled those two together. The statistics don't lie because Trump is deporting people from inside the country. Obama deported people from the border, and I'm just at a loss for that. You just hit all your talking points and kind of shut me up.
Okay, so yeah, like I'm just saying, like proportionally, all right, Democrats actually show that they care about going after people who have committed violent crimes and bad crimes to a greater extent. Like they have priorities, right? They're not just trying to like be inhumane in the same degree
what's
that
a sanctuary
Republicans are.
city?
What's a sanctuary city?
That's
That's typically for like legal immigrants and asylum seekers, right? People who specifically are coming to our country through the context of the asylum process.
Who walked across the border claiming asylum.
Yeah, that you understand that you have within, I think it's a year or so to claim asylum.
So, man, you know what, Parker, this has been fun, but I am going to go. I can't do this conversation with you, not the border.
Why not? You just can't engage in a civil discussion about why you have the views you have about the border?
The border's got to be closed, man. People should not be able to walk into our country, and it is now.
Wait, I'm not saying that there are no restrictions on a border. I'm saying we need to have reasonable restrictions. Okay? Like if we want a legal immigration process that's quick, Republicans have stifled that illegal immigration process from being quick because they don't want immigrants to come to our country, right? And that causes people to come to the country.
It's our country.
That
Why would we want other people to come to our country and take our hard work and our jobs?
They're
and
not
our,
taking jobs.
Communities. And
they create more jobs. Immigrants
our
over
culture. Why would we want to ship in other people who didn't, just trying to plug away at some of the great stuff that America has to offer?
Okay, do you think that same argument should have been used for cutting rid of immigration throughout the entirety of U.S.? Or are you just saying that you only want immigration from certain countries?
No, I'm saying I believe strongly that our immigration does need to be reformed, and legal immigration is good. But you talk about asylum, you talk about people just like claiming asylum and letting people, you can't incentivize people to just show up at our front door and let them walk across and go to, stay in LA or stay in Chicago or stay in New York.
Can you tell me what culture you want to maintain?
American culture, campfires, 4th of July, hot dogs, fast food, community, bourbon neighborhoods. I mean, culture, that's American culture.
All of that is helped given that you have immigrants come to our country. Immigrants can do that as well.
Yeah, everyone can, but culture is not something that you just plug and play.
By the way, naming fast food as American culture is not like the greatest thing. And community, by the way, while you support the guys that are cutting people off of food stamps, free school lunch and breakfast,
there's fraud,
health insurance
dude.
to give tax breaks to millionaires and billionaires, that's not going after fraud.
I don't believe
that's
in
fraud.
handouts.
You're nuts.
America
We're
doesn't
actually
believe
nuts.
in
That
handouts.
they're not going after fraud. Protect the hot dogs,
you
everybody.
believe in handouts, Parker, with your immigration policy and how much you love all this welfare program stuff. You believe
immigration
in
reduces the deficit. You know, immigrants over the past 30 years have decreased the deficit by $14.5 trillion, according to the Cato Institute. Not only just that, but also immigrants have increased the employment rate for natural-born U.S. citizens. They've increased wages for natural-born U.S. citizens slightly.
All right.
All
we
of
can
those
see you looking at your
conditions
PDF
have
sheet,
gotten.
bro.
Wait. I can tell you. There's the National Bureau of Economic Research study, and I actually have research that justifies my positions. I'm sorry that
I get
I have
you.
research.
I see that. We see that.
I'm sorry that I do my job.
It's you do a pretty good job at it too, but it's not even, again, it's handouts, dude. You can't hand everything out. You can't let people just come in and be a part of it.
When you say handouts, right, we're giving people necessary support that they need in situations which they wouldn't be able to get it themselves. And are you saying that like children shouldn't be fed in schools? Because 420,000 kids are cut off of free school lunch and breakfast on average every single month because of the big beautiful bill. That's not protecting the hot dogs for the kids in school. Okay?
It's not. No.
Yeah, what the fuck happened to American culture there? Community.
Okay,
what happened to community? Come on.
And again, you don't agree with every politician, everything that they do, and that's life. And you got to have
the bill. That's his main policy. That's his main economic
but that
policy.
same bill got me another $3,000 on my tax returns this year. So
yeah, you got that on your tax returns only because you overpaid on your taxes.
Yeah, I get that. I know how taxes work, but
so then why did you attribute that to Trump? You understand that
because without that,
I have a question. Do you think you had higher taxes when Biden was in office?
Higher taxes?
Yeah.
My tax rate was higher, yes.
Yeah, that was Trump's tax policy, genius.
No, but it was and
that was Trump's tax policy. You think your tax rate was it was Trump's tax policy. And by the way, your taxes are higher right now because the tariffs have been imposed
they're
and
not
are causing
higher.
you to lose $1,500 a year. Good job, man. Good job, man. How are your electricity prices? How are your gas prices? Is it fun for you? You like your prices going up? Do you attribute that to Trump, or is that still Biden's fault?
No, you flip flopped it. You don't understand, and that's because you don't know me and I don't know you, and that's fine. But that's
I flip flopped.
You just don't understand how that all works.
Did you just say I flip flopped?
Again, yeah.
No new wars. Electricity prices will be cut by half within a year. End the Russia-Ukraine war in 24 hours. Repeal and replace the ACA. Release the Epstein files. I can keep going.
I mean, he's knocked off a lot of those boxes.
No, none of them. I explicitly said those ones because those are ones that he went back on. Every single one of them.
So in Texas, gas was under $2 a gallon for the first few months. For a month or so, it was under $2 a gallon. My electric bill was
how are your gas prices right now? How are your gas prices right now? They doing good?
We've already talked about that, Parker. Maybe I don't know if
your gas prices are much higher, right?
Yeah, because of a war in Iran, and that's fine.
Yeah,
dude.
Who started that war?
That's dude. I don't want my grandkids to be blown up by terrorists, and that's fine.
Yeah, that's more likely going to happen because of the U.S. and their relationship with military intervention all around the world. You understand that we actively cause terrorism by engaging in war crimes all around the world, by destroying our reputation all around the world, militarily intervening all around the world. That is a huge, huge cause of terrorism that is inevitably going to blow back on us. You know that, right?
It's not going to blow back.
So how about you stop with this fucking relationship with the state of Israel, the military intervention around the world, and maybe we'll see significantly less attacks here at home. And let's put more of our resources.
Less attacks? What attacks? You're not planning something, are you?
Obviously not. What the fuck is wrong with you? Are you serious? Why the fuck would you ever say that?
Yeah, okay. Well, there's just a bunch of different stuff going on.
Are you actually fucking serious?
Life is tense.
I'm kicking you, dude. Dude, what the fuck is wrong with him? Dude, actually thinking that I would commit an act of terror like that is the most nuts fucking shit ever, dude. That's so fucking nuts. What are you talking about, dude? What the fuck are you saying, bro? Any criticism of the country, by the way, it means I'm going to do that to this guy. Like, what? Eric, thank you for the galaxy. I appreciate it. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello,
How old are you?
I'm 24.
And do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
And what's your birth year?
Uh,
I love you, bro.
Was that a guy that was changing his voice? Or was that two different people? I don't even know. I don't know. I'm just gonna go on to the next person. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
No, I don't support Trump, man.
Nice. Fossey, thank you so much for the push the $7. Thank you very much. Every once in a while when I can. Thank you so much. Samantha, thank you so much for the $2. Thank you very much. They said life, liberty, and hot dogs. Byron, thank you for the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. As always, thank you. Ben, thank you for the $13 as well. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Seriously, though, we need to actually admit those things in order to be able to do better as a country. We need to take accountability in order to do better as a country. That's an important thing. Electro, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you very much. Happy Cinco de Mayo to you as well. Also, fuck ice. W's. Jose, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Can we get some W's for them in the comment section right now? Thank you for the $20. Seriously, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Heather, thank you for the $2. Anthony, thank you for the $10. Happy Cinco de Mayo to you as well. Thank you very much. Samantha, thank you for the $1. Thank you very much. Susan, thank you for the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Let's go to the next individual here. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. FitDadCO, thank you so much for the $50 on YouTube Super Chat. By the way, thank you so much for protect the hot dogs movement, actually. I know, right? Thank you so much. Yo, what's up? How old are you? How
Hello?
old are you?
Oh, sorry, I'm 31.
Do you support Trump?
I sure do.
Are you driving?
I'm about to park. I was just waiting to get on.
Okay. Come back on, and when you're I'll wait for you in the box. Come back on when you're not there. You can't join when you're driving. Once you're stopped, I will bring you back up. Beta Brad's in the comments. No way. No way. No way. Beta Brad, actually. That's crazy. Thank you so much for the $5. Thank you very much. His guy's idea of American culture is unbelievably lame. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Dilo, thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. As well as Brand, thank you for the $5. Janaya, I can't even speak. Jan, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the, oh my gosh. Thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Exactly. That's seriously so true. Thank you so much. Flower Girl, thank you for the $2. Thank you very much. Fam, thank you so much. I appreciate the $20. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, that's based. Thank you so much. That's so funny. Simon, thank you for the $10. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Mr. Flinch, thank you for the $5. Wedding Cake with the $5. Thank you. Fowl, thank you for the $5 as well. Thank you. Chaos, thank you for the $1. Mr. Flinch, thank you for the $5. And Doris, thank you so much for the 12 euros. Thank you very much. And Mr. Flinch, thank you for the $5. Alrighty. Let's get this next person up here. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. Let's get this next person up here. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen, everybody. Let me make sure. I think that was that person, right?
Hello?
Alrighty. And do you support Trump?
Yes, yeah, I was just up.
Okay, for sure. Alrighty. Why do you support Donald Trump?
I was just wondering, can you just throw the rules back on the screen? I didn't see them, sorry.
Oh yeah, I bet you meet the criteria. I'm assuming.
Yeah,
because you said you support Trump.
Yes, so you know the rules, and so do I.
Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria. Listen to the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
56.
Do you support Trump?
Hell no.
Based. Let's go on the next individual. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
23.
Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Oh, Harris versus Trump. That's difficult. Probably Trump.
Okay. And what's your birth year?
2002,
And what month?
June. Why do you need to know my birthday, bro?
I do that with every single person who joins the live because I have to make sure that you're 18 plus. Okay. Why do you support Trump?
I think Trump is one of the most modern presidents in terms of his social media presence.
You mean calling for the execution of some Democrats?
Well, I wouldn't
Posting
necessarily-
memes that are ridiculous. Posting videos of him shitting on content creators.
Yeah,
like
no,
Harry
exactly.
Sisson.
Like the AI generated content. And have you
You
heard
really
of
like
Truth
that?
Social?
Okay, are you trolling?
No, I'm just saying, like, of all modern presidents, no one was as active and engaged with the American people like Trump.
You mean like AI shitting on Harry Sisson? You mean
Well,
like
I'm not saying that I agree with
posting
the
pictures of him,
content.
posting pictures depicting Michelle and Barack Obama as apes?
Again, I'm not saying I agree with the content. I'm just saying that his
So
transparency.
then why do you support him? That's not
Well, I would
transparency. He
say
has
that
30,000
he's-
confirmed lies or misleading statements in his first admin.
I would say he would probably be the most anti-Zionist president.
Okay, they're 100% trolling. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria. Listen to the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you? How old are you? Okay. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria. Listen to the TikTok screen. What do you mean by support? Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hiya, sweetheart. You alright, love?
Do you support Trump?
Yeah, love. Do you?
Okay. If the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Hillary Clinton.
Okay. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Beta Brad.
Jesus Christ! Could you have waited any longer? Could you have dodged me any longer?
Dude,
There's six people in queue.
I didn't
There's
even.
six people in queue. Whose name popped?
Dude, I didn't even see you. I actually didn't even. But Beta Brad, how does it feel to be Beta?
6 people.
Okay, you don't act like you're cool. I'll put you back in the box if you don't be quiet, bud.
That's an excellent question. How does it feel to feel beta? How does it feel, Parker? 6 people. You missed my name, huh? Hey guys, Beta Brad's in the chat. Yeah, you're a fucking pussy. You waited this long to get me up. You knew where I was. You literally did it in chat. It'll be up in the video when it posts. So yeah, how does it feel to be beta, Parker? Dean, I almost got him to cry yesterday just by pointing out your guys' lives.
He just speed runs, getting a harassment and bullying flag. He already got one. And I didn't even have to keep talking to him. That's so funny. Beta Brad, it literally took you like 2 minutes, dude. Or not even 2 minutes. It took him like less than a minute. Oh my god, that's so funny, dude. That's so fucking funny. Yo, what's up, how old are you?
22.
Do you support Trump?
In some aspects, yeah, I would say.
Okay. Like if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Probably Trump, yeah.
Okay. Why do you support Trump?
Mainly I'd say because of abortion and things of that nature.
Okay. And what about abortion?
So actually, I kind of wanted to test them a lot. You and Dean hold like the same standards on that, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the other day, I heard Dean talking to somebody, and they were saying that basically 11-year-old girls shouldn't have to carry out a pregnancy, which I could agree with, if they're gonna die or whatever. But if you're gonna say that, and he's saying, you know, they can't make the choice to carry out this pregnancy, but then you want to say that these 11-year-old girls or boys.
I have a question. Are you pro-life?
Yes.
And do you think that 10-year-old girls who get raped should be forced to go through a pregnancy?
No.
Okay. Okay, so you think that there should be a choice, or they should be able to get an abortion?
Well, let me rephrase. I think that if they can healthily carry the baby, well, not if they're raped. Not if they're raped. I'll say that. If they consensually, you know, had intercourse with, you know, a kid around their age or whatever.
12-year-olds?
Well, not consensually. You know, you see kids around those age getting each other pregnant though all the time.
Yeah. I don't think if a 12-year-old is doing stuff with another 12-year-old, that means that they should be forced to go through a pregnancy.
No,
I don't think that they can consent in that circumstance.
They didn't get forced to go through a pregnancy. If
you're quite literally saying that they should go through that pregnancy as a 12-year-old.
I'm saying if they can healthily carry the baby, yes, because that's another life. Yes.
No, what are you talking? What does it mean to healthily take care of the baby? What does that even mean? Because there can be medical risks outside of death.
If they have support, if they're not going to die from the birth.
Okay.
Let me test your logic.
So they're not going to die. So like they could have medical complications, and you'd be okay with that? You'd be okay with a 12-year-old having? Wait, no. Can you please answer this question? You'd be okay with a 12-year-old getting medical complications because of the fact that they had to go through a pregnancy simply because they didn't die?
What do you mean? What, like, if they had medical complications? Like what?
Like, okay, wait. So you need me to specify the medical complications? I'm just saying any type of medical complications, whether it affects fertility, whether it impacts specifically their mobility, whether it impacts specifically them, right? In terms of organ function, nutrient deficiency, like there's countless things I can point to.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I think those things can be treated, right?
Okay, you don't think any of those things are concerns?
Infertility, that may be a concern. Yeah, that's the only thing that you said there. Basically, they can't be treated.
Not mental health, not psychological not psychological development, not physical negative impacts, not the pain that they have to go through.
But what about
not the immense obligation that you're undergoing, that you're making them undergo?
What about the people that have went through that and they have a kid now and they're more than happy that
I'm sorry. Wait. You're forcing them to go through that.
No, I'm not. Nobody's forcing that.
What? That is literally what you just advocated for. You just advocated for a 12-year-old to be forced to go through a pregnancy.
Point. No, you're going to answer my question now. You ready? If a 12-year-old can make the choice, if you're saying they can choose not to go through this pregnancy, they chose to do that in the first place. You know, in a circumstance of it not being rape, right? But you're saying, okay, so they can't choose to go through a pregnancy. They don't have that choice. They don't have the capacity to make that choice. Somebody has to make it for them, right? But these 11 and 12-year-old boys and girls can be trans people doing hormone therapy, and they can cut their genitalia off.
Wait, by the way, you're the one who just said it should be picked for them. You're saying they should be forced to go through. And by the way, yes, through the context of a doctor, you should be able to get access to puberty blockers, and if you need to later on, be able to get access to hormones when you're older, right, in your teens.
To make decisions like that?
Yeah, doctors, parents, and the kids. Yes, that's what happens. So, like, by the way, when I was 16 years old, I got access to Accutane, right, through the context of my doctor, my parents, right? That impacts my hormones, that can have side effects, and it was for my psychological health.
Yeah.
Okay, should I have not been able to get access to that at age 16 years old?
The whole premise here is I'm testing the logic that I heard Dean using. He's saying that this 12-year-old doesn't have the choice.
Yes, a 12-year-old cannot consent to sex.
Okay, but how can this 12-year-old...
Wait, do you agree?
Say they're trans, you listen to them, they choose that they can do that.
Sir, do you agree? Do you think 12-year-olds can consent to sex?
No.
Okay, so if they can't consent to sex, what makes you think that they should have an obligation to maintain the pregnancy?
I'm not. Well, I guess that's not even necessarily the logic that I'm testing there.
That is. That is your argument. So you already said that if a 12-year-old was assaulted, they don't need to go through the context of a pregnancy. They should be able to get an abortion. So I'm asking the question: if a 12-year-old cannot consent, what makes you think that they shouldn't be able to get an abortion?
I mean, you can also die during abortions. Those things aren't 100%. You know, it's also another life you're taking as well. Life begins at conception.
Okay, so what is the answer?
Rephrase the question and say it again.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just play it back because I think I just got caught off guard by like you not
In 1 month.
directly answering. I guess. So I apologize.
Cannot
Cannot consent to sex. Oh, sorry. I remember. 12-year-olds cannot consent to sex. You agree?
Yes, I agree. I already
Okay.
agreed to
If
that.
they can't consent to sex, why do they have an obligation to maintain a pregnancy? Because you said earlier that if a 12-year-old was assaulted, they do not have an obligation to maintain that pregnancy. Okay?
Yeah, because
So either way, it's because they don't have the consent to engage in sex. Right? There's no consent to sex there. Okay, so if in either circumstance there's no consent to sex because they can't consent, right, then that means they should not have an obligation to maintain a pregnancy.
No, yeah, I can agree with you there. No, yeah, I can definitely agree with you. I see what you're saying. I guess really it's like, it doesn't seem like the best ground to be standing on though, because you're saying that these 12-year-olds and 11-year-olds can say, hey, I feel like a boy and I'm going to decide I want hormone therapy. Bring me to a doctor. I'm going to cut my genitalia off. And that's all okay.
You don't get to do that as 11. You don't get hormones and
Yes, you do.
Listen,
they block puberty. They use puberty blockers.
Stop.
That is hormone therapy.
Wait, that's different from an HRT. I need to clarify real quick. So
yeah, no, either
at
way,
that point,
it's hormone therapy.
Can I please explain this?
And puberty blockers.
Sir, you have no clue what you're talking about. Please let me explain this.
I do.
Then can I explain it, please?
Yeah, go.
Okay. So they're not giving gender affirming surgery to children. That's not happening. You claiming that they're cutting genitalia off of kids is ridiculous. They're not doing that. No.
Oh, they're not.
They're not. So like,
what are they doing? What are they doing?
There's no source of that. You won't be able to provide anything at very young. Right. The only thing you could possibly find if puberty has happened is that they could have puberty blockers. Right, which would be through the context of multiple years of talking to a doctor, multiple years of going through the context of your parents, and it being perpetual, continual, and literally all the time, right? So I just want to clarify that there's a lengthy process for children to be able to get access to these puberty blockers in the very first place. The effects of which are reversible, right? Now, if you want to talk about hormones, hormone replacement therapy, shut the fuck up. That is not reversible. Dude, I'm going to mute you if you don't be quiet. Hormone replacement therapy doesn't happen until later on, typically 15 through 17, right, is when it typically starts for individuals. It can even start later. Plenty of individuals would go through hormone replacement therapy when they are an adult, right? They can go through puberty again when they're an adult, right? There are plenty of individuals, depending on the different time in which are going to have that sort of hormone replacement therapy at different times. But the time that you're referencing is they're not getting it like at 11 years old. That's not happening. No one's getting hormone replacement therapy at 11 years old, dude.
But that's where it begins. It begins there for plenty of children across this country. You want to bet? People do that at that age all the time. I've seen
11?
crazy people. Yes, I've seen crazy people saying that their 3-year-old is a trans, and they say that their 3-year-old tells them they're trans.
Can you show me the source in either of those circumstances for the 3-year-old saying that they're trans, and then also for the
you think these parents don't exist? You think that doesn't happen?
I want you.
You're actually saying that?
I'm saying you said a 3-year-old said that they were trans. I want to see this.
I'm saying the parents said that. The 3-year-old said that.
Okay, can you just give me the source? Like, in even one circumstance of that being the case, I don't think that's going to be evidence of that happening across the board or something that we're advocating for. We're not trying to push being trans on kids. This is a ridiculous thing that's being perpetuated as like a sort of a fear-mongering. Please be quiet and listen. Listen to a full idea. Listen to a full idea. Listening ears on. Okay? Okay? We're not advocating to push being trans on kids. It's simply that if they're trans, they get the necessary support that they need.
An 11-year-old can make that decision. They know they're trans. They can say that.
Yes, an 11-year-old can know that they're trans and can go through the context of parents and a doctor and can obviously, right, get help that they need, right, depending on the circumstances, depending their needs at the time.
So at what age does that stop?
Well, that's depending on the doctors. The doctors make these determinations based upon what's going to be impactful, what's relative to the health, the studies, what the studies say, what are the risks and benefits involved. Those are all the determination that doctors make.
All right. Let's say a 7-year-old. What if a 7-year-old said they thought they were trans? You're going to take that as a viable thought, and you're going to really go and put, start giving them medication to change their hormones?
They're not going to get medication at 7 years old. Right, unless
not at 7, obviously.
If they're getting medication at 7 years old, if they're getting medication
at
7 years old, it's because they have precocious puberty, and that's the reason why they're addressing the needs.
I'm not saying starting the medicine at 7. I'm saying they're starting that. If they said that, and you started bringing them to a doctor at that age, you're letting this 7-year-old tell you that they're a different gender than they were born. That is not a thought. Like, that's not a normal thought. You could tell a 7-year-old, hey, you want $10,000 of this Oreo. They're going to take the Oreo. So they don't have viable thoughts. You can't do that. It doesn't make any sense. You don't support a thought that's not with reality. It doesn't make sense.
So if a kid tells you that they're trans and that persists and continues and that stays around for years upon years upon years, right? You go to doctors, right? And it's like, by the way, they still have that understanding. They still have that feeling. That's going to mean they're very likely trans, right? Kids are not going to just like for years, right? If they're not trans, right? Literally have the feeling that they want to literally associate with the opposite gender, right? Not just within a mechanism of having some sort of expression, but in literally being referred to that way. I think that you have to understand that there is going to be a persistency and a consistency, right, for individuals that are trans that are going to clearly identify it, right, as that they are trans. Yes, kids do plenty of things when they're kids, but the insistence, the persistence, and the continuation of this continually all the time, right, is obviously going to be something that demonstrates that this is true. And there are plenty of people who are trans that talk about the fact that they literally did know, right? You obviously can make an understanding of what your gender is. And if there are people who are trans that experience this and they tell you that they have these experiences, why wouldn't you understand that or take that into consideration when it comes to a child in a certain scenario? Now, it is very unlikely that your kid is going to be trans. Yes. Right? Trans people make up less than 1% of the population. Now, that doesn't mean that if there is the consistency, persistency, right, and the continual drive to do so, that you shouldn't take into consideration that they're trans. Obviously, you should. And you should respect them.
Okay.
Treat them with
What
dignity.
does it mean?
Let them find out who they are. Don't enforce this idea upon them of they need to be cis or they need to be trans. Let them figure it out themselves. And if they have the consistency, the persistency, and continue, well, then you know that they are trans.
What does it mean?
I don't
to
think
be
that's that
trans?
complicated. I don't think it's that complicated.
What does it mean to be trans?
What does it mean to be commitments to be in accordance with certain sets of social and cultural norms that are typically associated with the gender, not associated typically with the sex in which you were assigned at birth?
Okay, so you just wanna basically you're saying you want to like, well, like, yeah, obviously like wear makeup or whatever, things like that. That's what being trans is.
It's the gender identity, right? And I was breaking down what the gender identity is to you.
Yeah. So like anybody that just puts on a wig and wears makeup like can go say, "Hey, I'm a trans." I can
that's
go.
not what it is.
Yeah, like,
that's not it.
like,
no,
but
not
people
what it is
could
at
do
all.
that though, and you wouldn't know the difference. Yeah.
It's not at all. So you're gonna say, oh, we won't be able to identify whether or not this person is lying to us in that circumstance? Is that what your determination is?
I'm saying that yes. I'm saying anybody say you have like predators that want to get at people or things like that.
Watch this.
They can use that as a cover up. Like that's it's
Watch
like
this.
you know it doesn't make any sense.
Watch this. One, within our society, predators don't have to do that. They're able to get away with it and get into the position of presidency. Secondly,
That's true.
Secondly, if you want to reference this, right, they're more likely to do so if you force people who are trans to go based upon, say, for example, the bathrooms based upon their biological sex, because trans men are masculine presenting, right? And if you're forcing them to go into the women's restroom, well, then cis men who are trying to portray themselves as trans to be able to like take advantage of people, right, could just portray themselves as trans men, right? And they don't have to change their presentation at all. So is a predator more likely to change their presentation to make themselves like appear more feminine in order to be able to go into the women's restroom, or would they just rather not do that?
Oh, wait, okay, so you're saying they could hold on, say that again, sorry.
If they don't need to change their appearance, would they prefer to not change their appearance?
Well, yeah.
There
But
you go. So under your system, right, they're not going to have to change their appearance at all. Right, and even so, by the way, let me just clarify. We would, in any of these circumstances, whether they're going into a boys' or a girls' restroom, or a women's or a men's restroom, any predator going into any of these restrooms, we should have a response to. It's not going to be okay that a predator is going into the boys' bathroom or the men's restroom. Like, are you serious? Does that make it okay?
No,
that instead of going into the women's restroom, they go into the men's restroom? Like, I just don't know how that makes it any better. We want to prevent predators from going to these spaces regardless of whether or not they're going into the women's restroom. Like, seriously, just think about it for a second.
You're saying a cis man wouldn't want to change his identity to be able to, do that or whatever. Where did that come from? What did you say before that to make that stand? I don't.
No, they don't have to portray themselves as like more feminine than they are, right? If they're not,
Oh,
obviously that like they're
why do you
we're
say
talking about someone
that?
who's cis, who's not trans. We're talking about someone who's trying to portray themselves as trans to be able to take advantage of people, right? And I would say they'd be more likely to do so if they don't have to change the presentation in which they have, right? I think that makes sense. And even so, we want to prevent them from going into any bathroom.
Well,
No
that would be
predator,
accordingly
like the predator should
to
be in
your
jail.
social norms,
Hey,
right?
dude, the
Like that's
predators.
only according to your
Is this a
social norms with
complicated
all
thing that
this.
the predators should be in jail?
Yeah, exactly. That's why this whole thing saying, "Oh, there's 40 genders," it kind of
What?
contributes to that. People
Wait,
use this.
how
People
does
use
how does how
anything
does the notion that there are other genders outside of the context of just the
because
typical ones designated within our
a
society is
biologically
somehow
born
going to
man,
contribute to
a
any predatory
biologically born
behavior?
man can say he is a woman. He can walk in a woman's bathroom with little children that are in there, and he can be a predator in that woman's bathroom. Yes, that can happen, and it does happen.
Hey, sir, I already responded to this. I said it would be more likely if you're forcing people to go into the bathrooms based on their biological sex, because then they could just portray themselves as trans men rather than saying that they're trans women, and they don't have to change their presentation to appear more feminine. Along
They're
with the
saying
fact
they're
that,
trans
along
men.
with the listen,
Isn't
please let me
exactly.
finish
Hey,
a thought.
no.
Please let me finish a thought. Along with the fact that they have to, you're saying that you're okay with a predator going into the boys' restroom?
No.
Okay, so then, what's your point then? Because you want to restrict predators from going into either of those bathrooms.
Yeah.
So if your view doesn't do that, doesn't prevent them from going in either of the bathrooms, then how are you going to act like you
It's
have a
more
morally
it's
preferable
more
view?
preventative than your view would be.
What's your evidence of that?
Well, I mean, you're keeping men out of women's bathrooms for one.
Really? Did you do that by advocating for the guy that bragged about walking into the changing rooms with naked women while they're changing without their consent?
I'll let it be known I didn't
We're
vote for
too-
Trump. I didn't
You
vote
support
for
him right
Trump.
now. You just said you supported
Yeah.
him.
I'll support him talking to you right now
So you
because
don't actually support him.
I want to talk about abortion. Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
So you don't.
I'm not
so
a
he
Trump.
doesn't actually support him. So let's go on the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. Alrighty. Do give us a second. Let's get this next person up here. If you want to support me as always, Venmo, PayPal, link tree in the bio, as well as the description of YouTube. Those you can support me over YouTube Super Chat as always, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello.
Yeah, how old are you?
Listen. I am 18.
I don't know. I don't believe you. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
43.
Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Election held today, Harris versus Trump. Who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay, for sure. I have a few people to thank, then we can move on to our conversation. Just give me a quick second real quick. Matt, by the way, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. No, I didn't. Someone told me to start doing it in the donations, and I thought it was really funny, so I would do it. I started doing it. Rachel, thank you so much for the $5 for Parker's primary day in Indiana and Ohio. Can we get a shout out to voters to go vote? Absolutely. If you're in Indiana or Ohio, make sure to go out and vote. Jenna, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Kids of W's for them in the comment section right now. That's absolutely insane. Yeah, that would have been a good question to ask. Nikki, thank you so much for the $1 as well. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Tom, thank you so much for the $6. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Can we get some W's for them in the comment section right now? As well as Markello, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. That's very true. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. He has no idea. As well as Bridget, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. It is important for them to monitor their children, absolutely, of potential predators, regardless of their gender. Totally agree. SX, thank you so much. I really appreciate the £2. Thank you very much. I really appreciate the. Oh, the guest that we just had just left. Braden, thank you so much for the $4, by the way. And Amy, thank you so much again. I appreciate the $5 as well. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. As well as Tina, thank you so much for the dynamic duo. Thank you. Let's go on this next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. We're just looking for some debates, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm British, so...
Let's go on the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. I have some people to thank over on YouTube Super Chat, but let's make sure to get on this next person here real quick. If you're on YouTube for the 3,100 people here, make sure to hit that thumbs up. It really helps push it out to more people, so I would appreciate it. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen, everybody. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you? How old are you?
Not like that.
Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen, everybody. We are just looking for some debates. Thank you, Dan Mustache. Thank you. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
18.
Do you support Trump? You just cut out.
Can you hear it? Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
If the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Trump, but like only for like one reason at this point.
What?
It would be probably maintaining influence in the Middle East. I believe that if Harris was in charge, it would have diminished greatly compared to now.
Okay, and how do you think that's positive?
Like, what do you mean? Like, it's positive to have like American influence in the Middle East?
Like American military intervention.
I just said influence. I didn't say military intervention.
Okay, what influence are you referencing?
I just like referencing like us being in there because like without us being in the region, like have a power vacuum because of our continuous intervention. Repeatedly.
So intervention. So you're saying because we didn't intervene.
Because we did intervene.
So you're saying that military intervention is necessary within the Middle East continually?
No, what I'm saying is because we were intervened for several decades in the Middle East and for like all of its like, post World War II, because we're so embedded into it, us leaving or us like diminishing the value will harm the Middle East and us and our strategic interests, but mostly the Middle East.
I don't see any evidence that us leaving would harm. I think that us intervening has often been the cause of the harm. So would you like to give me any reason to believe that us pulling out would be the main cause of harm in the Middle East?
Main cause of harm? I believe like mostly due to like the other regional powers in the region. I would not be comfortable with them actually being in charge of the region comparative to us.
Okay. And
you could give me any of them. I think.
Can you give me any specifics that would be better off?
I mean, like having Erdogan in charge of like majority of the region, or even Bibi in charge, or even like the current leader of Iran, their regional influence, like comparative to like us, I feel like we're like far preferable because we can actually be pushed back by our domestic population compared to them.
We're working on behalf of Bibi. You know that, right?
Well, not to the fullest extent, no.
Well, can you give me any way in which we're not?
Which we're not, like when we like forced the Gaza deal on them, even though it's like do that deal and also
so by the way, you think that they should just take all of Gaza?
No, that's not what the deal is.
Okay, so just to clarify, you think that us going to war with Iran on behalf of the state of Israel, right? Do you think that that's going to be better for the region?
No, that's definitely a diminishing of our influence and like worse for the region. I'm saying on the comparative, like compared to what Harris would have done, because Harris would have still done the first operation. So like Harris still would have done the first operation, but she would have been on like worse relations compared to like Trump doing the first operation. Because like in my worldview, I still believe like Operation Midnight Hammer would have still happened regardless of what admin was in charge. And because of like kind of Biden's policy in the Middle East, it has definitely emboldened and made like Iran more powerful. And due to that reason, if Harris then went back into charge, because of like just how much oil they were able to get under Biden's admin. If you want a source, I do have that source pulled up because that's a point I don't think you've ever mentioned. It's from the FDD.org. Defense of Democracies. Biden's administration admits Iran's oil exports have grown to exponential in value and volume. Over to like $144 billion in the first 3 years of Biden's admin, compared to just only maybe $100 billion more than what Tehran exported in the last 2 years of Trump's admin. So I'm like not like fully supportive of like Trump. But again, this is like my main decision.
Well, I guess what's the point? What's the point? So you think that they would have been able to make money under a Harris administration? Is what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is, so Harris, because she is like lacking a foreign policy, she would have done probably the JCPOA again. And I'm fully supportive of the JCPOA, but we're not at that current standpoint where Iran would agree to that JCPOA if she was in charge. So they would have probably just not agreed to it. Because they already had like enrichment value past the point of the JCPOA had, and also they literally said they wouldn't do it. Like there's a quote by them saying in 2024 they said they would not do the JCPOA.
Oh, but who led to them not accepting the JCPOA now?
Now, at this current point.
Yeah.
I don't think I still think we're not the proper. Wait, what do you mean?
Let me clarify. Who caused us to be in this circumstance where we are not in the JCPOA in the first place?
Trump, obviously.
Okay. So if you agree that Trump is the one who's put us in a worse negotiating standpoint, why would you think that Trump is the one that would be better for foreign policy?
Well, I'm going from the stance of, again, at the election poll, is Harris or Trump, right?
Yeah.
And because of Harris and her foreign policy admin, she was very lacking. She only had one person. I believe that person would have been not like preferable for what the current stance of what Iran is during 2024.
So you think it's preferable to go to war than to not go to war?
No, it's preferable for somebody who was willing to do Operation like Midnight Hammer in a more successful way and also having better relations.
You said that was going to happen anyway.
Biden, but Biden, but Harris would have had worse relations with the regional powers in the region
than Trump.
Than Trump, yes. By
what
far.
Evidence do you have of that?
Simple. Okay, let's go. Let's go to one of my points. I have it on the doc actually. Let's see, where is my? So at first, let's come with Turkey, Erdogan. Like obviously, by far, Trump and Erdogan have better relations than Biden's admin would have ever had, or Harris admin would have ever had, because Biden really came swinging during his first election campaign, and Harris has not said anything to the contrast. So just like by default, I have to go by Harris would have been very staunchly against Erdogan's regime. And with Bibi, even though she did not say she wouldn't go against arms embargo, she probably would have gone the classic route of trying to do issue warnings. And also with the Gulf states, we would not have gotten that arms deal with the Saudi Arabia government that Trump did. Also just Abraham Accords.
All of these things, you're just giving good things that she would do. Straight up, everything you just mentioned she would do is better than Trump. Dude, that sounds great. Holy shit. Yeah, dude. None of these things make things worse off. All of these things make things better off. Yeah, we shouldn't be doing an arms deal with Saudi Arabia. We shouldn't be doing whatever Bibi wants. What do you say about that?
The BB part, honestly, BB part, that probably would have been good overall because of just their military stance. But when it comes to annihilating all of our allies there and making them
okay. So now you're worried about So you're worried more about alienating these allies than you're worried about alienating the entirety of Europe.
Yeah. These are my topics of the Middle East. I mean, I think we've had a much terrible stance in the Middle East than Europe.
Wait, but
I care more about the Middle
Trump
East.
Trump has destabilized relationships with Europe.
With Europe, yeah, I know.
And you're okay with that?
Low key, yeah. I don't really care that much about Europe.
Why?
Just my experience with Europe, and also just how the European Parliament does neocolonialism and other things. But that's besides the point.
The European government does neocolonialism, so you support the neocolonialism of Trump. Where he was literally,
the conditions he makes in the Middle East.
You know the reason why we have an issue with Europe is because Trump was literally trying to say that he was going to take over Greenland.
Yeah, I know that.
Is that not neocolonialism?
I mean, an aspect, yeah, probably.
Okay, so what neocolonialism do you not want to engage with Europe because of?
Again, I'm saying I'm barely at. I'm
wait.
The point of Harris.
He doesn't support Wait, he doesn't support neocolonialism, but he supports Trump's foreign policy in the Middle East, which is in military intervention in the Middle East, which is literally neocolonialism.
I never said he doesn't. He doesn't support neocolonialism. I know he does. I'm just saying the conditions.
So you don't want relationships with Europe because of neocolonialism, but you want to engage in the Middle East in neocolonialism. And you support Trump even though he literally destroyed our relationships with Europe by engaging in neocolonialism.
Well, I don't know how the European point connects to the Middle East issue. I mean, again, I believe Harris would not have done that well in the Middle East in comparative.
Okay, but because of what?
She would have just returned to liberalism, and she would just return to neoliberalism tactics, and not the realism tactics that Trump was doing in his first admin.
What realism tactics are you saying is better off?
Transactional, I guess. It's the Gulf states, that's how you operate with the Gulf states, is via transactional agreement compared to what Harris probably would have done with sanctions and whatnot. And that does have positive moral stances, but it would not have done anything to materially change the conditions of the region.
Yeah, there's nothing that Trump's done that's materially changed the conditions in the region. I don't know what you're talking about.
Abraham Accords, and we've had slightly better relations with the Turkish government, and also the Assad regime has been toppled.
I would say because the Abraham Accords did not acknowledge a Palestinian state, it led to more conflict, and I would say it was one of the precursors to October 7th.
I believe I know that's a critique of Abraham Accords, and like I think there might be some substance to it, but I also like think people like largely ignore the overall benefits of Abraham Accords, like the normalization of relations between these Gulf states and the state of Israel. I mean, again, I don't like the state of Israel, but I do believe that there should be normalization of relations, like overall, for stability of the Middle East. Like compared to what Biden did, like did he produce any framework that brought at least some semblance of peace or like normalization of like conversations? Like the recognition of the state of Israel was definitely like a contentious point in the Middle East, and he was able to achieve that and now somewhat continuing that with like Kazakhstan, but that's not.
I don't think we are the authors of peace in the Middle East. I think it's actually at this point it really, and I'm trying to stay calm right now. It really angers me that people think we are going to be the ones to bring about peace in the Middle East when historically we've been the ones to cause such fucking violence in the Middle East in the first place. All right, and the lack of peace, it honestly angers me. And I'm like, dude, can we stop doing this shit? It's like, how long are you guys gonna fucking keep doing this to our country? We spent trillions of dollars. We've destabilized the region. We've not made conditions better off. We have not stabilized things, right? We've spent trillions of dollars we could have put into infrastructure, education, childcare, healthcare, people's needs actually being met, but instead we've spent it on war, destruction, and destabilization of relations all around the world. That's not better for international relations. It's not better for foreign policy. It's not better for Americans here at home. It's not America first.
Do you? Well, I'm not America first, but do you think
everyone is? I'm sorry.
It depends on what you.
I just want to be clear. Trump is the one that tried to say America first and tried to literally take that, but technically everyone with a certain extent is America first. Otherwise, we wouldn't justify spending most of our money on us. Because we make up we don't make up a majority of the population around the world. We are absolutely America first because we decide to create conditions for Americans prior to the rest of the world. Like that's obvious. Like everyone knows that. And Trump tried to rebrand that as like that's the only MAGA is America first. No, they're not. They're actually the rich first, not actually America first. And they just tried to rebrand the idea of America first into their own narrative when they literally hold the most anti-American ideology possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I guess then would you like want to pull out of the Middle East?
Mostly, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like
yeah, I'm sick of it. I am sick of it.
But like
it pisses me off thinking it actually like I'm not gonna lie, it pisses me off thinking about it. It really does. Like I think about it and I actually genuinely get angry at how much time, money, destruction we have caused and wasted literally in the Middle East, right, with our military intervention. It's actually atrocious. I think it's a moral plight on our history. It makes us look terrible around the world, destroys our reputation. It's extremely infuriating that our politicians have spent so much time being obsessed militarily speaking, right, around the world and being ignoring like our needs here at home. It's really frustrating.
So, but like then who's going to be the alternative in the Middle East then?
And can I be clear too that I disagree with Democrats that do this too. Like it pisses me off when Democrats do it. And I think that this should be something that's rooted out of our politics, both on the Republican and Democratic side.
So like no engagement whatsoever? Like just isolationism in terms of the Middle East?
No,
like no relations whatsoever? Because that's what I mean. I don't mean military involvement. This whole time I've been talking about like influence, relations, deals.
Like I understand diplomatic relations. I understand like depending on circumstances, I understand like basic international relations, but I don't think we should be militarily involved. That's
we
what
shouldn't have like we shouldn't have military bases in our NATO ally.
What NATO ally?
Turkey.
I guess we have bases with Turkey, yeah, but
I mean like that's one of our key,
we have both NATO allyships, I guess, yeah.
So we would have intervention in the Middle East then.
If you consider that
military,
if you consider that,
well, you're the one who said intervention. Sorry, influence. There would have to be some influence in the Middle East.
I agree with upholding NATO.
Okay. I guess. I don't know. I just feel like,
but like I would consider that different than like military intervention, like what Trump's like offensive. Like if Turkey's a part of NATO, of course I support defending NATO.
Yeah. I mean, like I think the Epic Fury definitely did have tipped my like actual stance on this whole thing. I think Midnight Hammer wasn't bad because I think what was it, the Secretary of State, former Secretary of State said that was like probably going to happen under Harris's campaign. But Epic Fury really has changed my
So
mind.
my position is that they didn't say it will probably happen. They say they considered it, and it could have happened if they didn't get a negotiation done. And yeah, I do think that's reasonable to say. But like one thing I say is dispute to that, because some people think that that means that we would have gone to war with Iran. It doesn't. Like the Midnight Hammer did not lead to war, right? What caused the war is Epic Fury. So like I want people to, because a lot of people, even some people on the left, try to portray that as like, oh, Kamala Harris would do the same thing and would go to war either way. That shit pisses me off, because that's the most ridiculous argument ever. Midnight Hammer is not the same as Epic Fury. Those are radically different, right? Even so, and by the way, like, I think that she could have got a negotiation done in the same way that Obama had established that. Especially because I think the reason that prevented Biden from being able to get it was the idea that Trump would come in the future.
I don't know, because like Harris didn't really have any foreign policy experience, but she did like probably could have used like special envoys that like, you know, Biden had when he tried to normalize relations. The thing is, like, those people like were either left or like their security clearance was like revoked due to security reasons. So that's why I don't think she had like the proper like even special envoy to do this. Now, Trump's special envoy is just businessmen, so it's not saying much. But I believe she would have been like severely hindered in her stance on in Iran, at least.
I don't really see how that's hindered or bad.
What, like she would have like no special envoy?
What do you mean by special envoy? I'm actually not even quite familiar.
Oh yeah, so each admin usually has like a special envoy, like a group of like experts that would like come in to like have negotiations, which would be in this term like that. I can find the one that Biden had that he did to like normalize relations.
So you're saying that you think that the Democratic administration would have worse negotiators than what Trump's had? Trump's negotiations have been horrible. Now, I do think that they would, okay, again, like what I was saying, I want you to consider this. I think the reason why Biden didn't get a JCPOA done is because Trump could have came in the future and would have done the same thing that he did with Obama, where he just pulled them out of that agreement when it was established already. So I think actually what prevented Biden from establishing an agreement under his administration back after Trump, after he got in office and after Trump lost, was the idea that Trump was still prevalent in politics and could come back. Alexis, thank you for the whale diving. Thank you so much. And I think that if Harris would have won, and Trump obviously isn't coming back in politics, I think that would have created better conditions for long-term normalization of relations in terms of a JCPOA or something close to like that would have gotten us into better conditions. That we probably might not even be needed a Midnight Hammer in order to be able to do that, or a Midnight Hammer would have established the ability to in the future do something like that.
I kind of don't like that characterization. Like, I understand like Trump's like removal from the JCPOA definitely did create like, you know, like disdain from Iran, but like Biden did try to normalize relations, and obviously Iran was like, okay, no, first you got to get rid of the sanctions that Trump did to diminish our like oil supply or oil sales, and they did do that, but then like October 7th happened, so like I don't think he even had time. Like, even let's just say even like in best case scenario, I don't think Biden could even try to get that agreement through, and we would still have like the bad relations from October 7th afterwards. And also Biden's handling of Iran's proxies, I also did not like that, Joe. He did not handle them that well. I think he should have definitely been harder with the Houthis.
Okay, like in what way specifically?
Because so like he did very limited very limited involvement with the Houthis in their blockade of like the strait to get to the Suez Canal, but like when Trump came in, he did deal with them like immediately, I think in the first couple of months of his presidency. And like that was just like beneficial overall, because then they were able to get a ceasefire from the Houthis. And the Houthis, I think people like downgrade that a lot. That was like one of their strongest cards. I think it was the Strait of Hormuz, and then the Houthis was like their strongest thing. That was like $1 trillion, I think, of trade disturbed during Biden's admin because of the Houthi pirates.
Okay, so you think that Biden was weak on the Houthis in terms of this? You think that we would have had better trade if Trump weren't off? I just don't think that Trump's facilitating more trade, and I think that actually that same thing that you're referencing got cut off because of the fact that they have relations with Iran, and because we're at war with Iran.
No, the Houthis are a terrorist organization that
I understand.
That does like naval blockades and attacks U.S. ships in the Strait. I am saying Like, I'm saying that Biden should have used more military force in dealing with the Houthis, which he didn't, but Trump did.
I don't think that military force towards the Houthis would be preferable in that context, especially under Biden's administration. I honestly, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand any more. I don't think any more military intervention would have been preferable. Again, I think all of this means that we should be pulling back, not putting ourselves in. I just don't understand this. This is like so ridiculous to me.
With the Houthis disturbed like global trade altogether, so I think we should have done a little bit more.
Okay, well then there will be international determinations to address those things. Well, how is
but
that
we're in charge of the international.
Tell me, how is that impacting global markets?
I
think the impact that has on global markets is significantly less than the Strait of Hormuz. Significantly less. It's not even
you're right
not even comparable.
Yeah.
So if you want to talk about economic impacts that are negative because of the fact that this administration's in office that limits trade, I definitely think it's preferable under the Democrats comparative to Trump being in office.
So what did you believe then Harris would have done like in office? I guess you're not agreeing with my characterization. So, like, what do you think
with
she would have done like, if she was in office with the Middle East specifically? Not just
obviously, I'm not sure with everything, but I think that my characterization with Iran, I think, is accurate. At least if you remember, of it would have either been something similar to a JCPOA, watered down version of JCPOA, or it would have been a midnight hammer into using that as a sort of basis for negotiation for a JCPOA or watered down JCPOA for the future. So I think that either of those would have been the option. I don't think that a war with Iran would have been on the table at all. I think the Strait would not be closed under Harris's administration. We wouldn't have had the prices go up in terms of gas because of that. We wouldn't have the tariffs put in place, so we'd have better relationships with our allies all around the world, which I think puts us in a significantly better negotiation position. And also, I don't think that if you want to oppose China in any meaningful way, that you want to distance us from Europe. I think that's really dumb.
Yeah, actually, I didn't even consider that. Fuck. Yeah. I guess when it comes to wait. So like you said, so let's just say Midnight Hammer was going to happen regardless, right? Because we both kind of said that.
I didn't say it was going to happen either way. I said it was an option on the table for Harris, but not like their first option. I would say.
Yeah. I'm saying like an alternative. Like let's just say it's happening. Like it's going to happen for both admins, right? Would you still think Iran would then, because I know Iran, in response to Midnight Hammer, they started the plan, like the Strait of Hormuz closing, because I know there was always like a possibility Iran could do that.
No, I think that plan was simply just because of the fact that Trump could go to war with them in the future, and because there were people on Trump's admin pushing for things like that. I don't think that same sort of pressure would have existed. Obviously, the war wouldn't have been as much of a consideration then. There wouldn't have been a shutdown of the Strait of Hormuz if Harris was in office. I think the Midnight Hammer would have just been seen as simply because the way they responded on Trump's admin, it was kind of symbolic. Like they told us they were going to strike. They did so before. Like it was.
Can you give me the source on that actually? Because I did hear you say that once, like that they were going to strike. Because I tried to find that, I couldn't. But I also
you mean the Iranian response to the
Iranian response? Yeah. Because I remember you said they were going to like strike some areas in a different region, and they gave America the heads up. I remember you said that once during your live.
Yeah, I can bring it up. I couldn't find that. You couldn't find that, really?
I really couldn't find. No, I low-key could not find that. I mean, also some of my things are paywalled, so but it could very well be that. But I could not find that. But I'm more leaning now, not preferring Trump's admin. I guess you kind of knocked the sense to me on that.
Okay. Give me a quick second.
You can just give me the title and I can type it in. I have a computer here.
Yeah, no, I got you. The thing is, I have to look through to be able to find it. And the first stuff that comes up is stuff from the war. So. Give me a quick second. If you want to bring something up in the meantime, I'll find this for you real quick. If you want to bring something up in the meantime, you can.
Yeah. What do you feel like the relations of Israel should be then from now on? Like,
repeat what?
In your ideal world, like how should we deal with Israel? Because like they are an ally. I think I know you are saying you don't want them to be an ally. I think I've heard you say that before. Like, are you pulling like for total disengagement or only giving them defense weapons? Like, what is your stance on that? Because I know Democrats sometimes.
My view is complete arms embargo.
Complete arms embargo, even defense weapons. Really?
Yes.
What's your reasoning for the defense weapons then? I understand the defense weapons.
One, I don't think that we have any agreement to defend them in that way. Like, the only reason we're doing that with Ukraine is because we have an agreement with them through the Budapest Memorandum. Plus, it allows for them to, without any type of response, just engage in any type of action they want because they have the U.S.'s support in terms of defense.
Oh, I meant like just selling. Since we have no defense agreement, just selling them defense weapons would be like any other country.
I think that should be embargoed. Selling them any weapons.
Any weapons, even defense weapons, for like the Iron Dome.
Yes, any of them.
But doesn't the Iron Dome protect civilians though?
It's not our duty
from the Houthi missiles.
It's not our duty to.
You don't believe it's our duty to?
Not at all.
But like we're not giving them. Like we're selling them.
Do you want an Iron Dome for Hamas? That would protect
the Hamas terrorist organization. I get. No, I think Iran could pay for that for them. I guess.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Maybe the PA can have their own, the Palestinian Authority. Maybe we can like rework them, give them their own. I don't know. I guess you're right. Yeah. Defense weapons? No. Okay. I can kind of probably agree on that. I don't like Israel at all. So I mean, I'm mostly a two-state solution or like a union state nation type thing. Do you have that source? Or are you still looking? I can bring up something else.
When I looked it up, it just tells us our side. So, Iran strike back towards U.S. after midnight hammer, because they detail, like the AP News article I was just reading, details it. The U.S., not the response. I've seen this reported on, so I can find it. It might just take me too long to find it right now, because what originally comes up is Epic Fury. Let me see if in ABC News they at least refer to the response from Iran.
I want to bring in Trita Parsi.
Sorry,
he's the executive vice president of the.
There we go. It's going to start just playing a video. Give me 1 second. Where's the strike? That's Epic Fury. Let me see. The original strike. Nuclear program. U.S. launches. Hegseth. Protest breakout. Okay. None of them are categorizing. I'll have to look, and I could try to provide that for you later. It's just going to be hard for me to find that on stream right now.
Oh, okay.
To find the specifics on that. I know that I've read it for sure. You don't have to take my word for it. You can look it up later and find it.
Okay.
But
I
don't think that's widely disputed either. Like that's something that's accepted on both the left and the right, is that they claimed that they were going to strike this before, and then did so.
Okay.
Everyone knew it was like a symbolic strike. Maybe if I look up symbolic strike, it will come up.
What region was it in?
I don't remember.
Okay. So, I can't find it either. Okay. What other points?
Yeah, because a lot of the stuff on Midnight Hammer describes kind of like the sort of the misinformation that Trump brought up. So it would just take a while to find that. But yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of annoying to find. Okay, I guess with the full disengagement, I don't think I have any other points. I guess. Thank you for talking to me.
Oh wait, found it.
Oh, okay.
Found it. Al Jazeera. U.S. Israel bomb Iran. A timeline of talks and threats leading up to attacks.
Bomb of Iran. Oh, Iran timeline talks. Timeline events. Yeah.
It just describes no casualties reported. If you do look at the time, though, it was described as more of a. But like, it's funny that it comes up when I typed in symbolic. I think maybe it specifies like the time a little bit more.
Oh wow, they actually have a full blown. What the heck? They have a full timeline. What?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's helpful, isn't it?
The car. Okay, helicopter crash to the assassination. What the? Okay. Says will not give up. Request a. What?
It's under 23. It's June 23.
June 23. Okay. I actually can't. Where is it? June. That's weird. Oh, in relation to missiles towards Al Jazeera Airport in Qatar, housing U.S. soldiers. What? Wait. They warned
June 22nd, June 23.
Oh, June 22nd, June 23. Okay. The second one was a little weird, but
yeah, you're reading June 13, I think. That's a strike from Israel, not the U.S.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So then they just hit like a Qatar airport. Is that it? Is that the one?
June 2023 says a air base in Qatar.
Yeah. Okay. Is it
No,
Qatar?
no
I mean,
casualties. Those U.S. soldiers were notified before. That's why they got out.
and the
Thank you,
missiles are
Gemini.
intercepted. I mean, wow. Okay, I don't know why that popped up when it said symbolic, but okay. Yeah. Okay.
It's because because like there's been a lot of talks and there's a lot of news that goes back and forth. And it's probably just keywording. So.
Okay. Do you believe that the Gulf nations have influence in America?
Do Gulf states have influence in America?
Yeah. Because
Sure.
I don't think you like ever talk. Like I think you mentioned that when you mentioned the Qatari plane, but like I think both sides of the aisle do it. I think.
Really,
Definitely Trump.
I would say I think that Democrats are less likely to do so.
Really?
At least based on what I've seen. I think that especially Biden's rhetoric was a lot harsher on Saudi Arabia.
Well, but there's the UAE and Qatar.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't think they're perfect, but I would say there's more pressure. I would say maybe, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really familiar with the exact relations. So that's really the extent of what I could probably just bring up off the top of my head, because I think that's kind of a little bit vague. But I guess, is there anything else you want to talk about, Arad? Or is there any other reason why you support Trump you want to talk about?
Low-key, no. Domestically, I am totally different.
Are you like liberal domestically?
Yeah.
Okay, so then
like super.
You don't support Trump, man. You can't do that. His foreign policy is dog shit, dude. You cannot say that you support Trump because of his foreign policy. It's atrocious, bro. Do not domestically ignore your country because of Trump's atrocious foreign policy. That doesn't even make us safer.
Yeah. And yeah, in hindsight, you're right on that.
All right, well, I appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Alrighty, let's go on the next individual. Everybody, only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. Mercedes, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $20. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much for the kind words. I appreciate it. Let's get this next person up here. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, PayPal, link tree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat, as always. Let's get on this next individual here real quick. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Please do more videos like the
Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. We are just looking for some debates.
Hi, Mark. I just want to say, for any haters.
Appreciate you very much. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you? How old are you? Okay, let's get this next person up here. Everybody, only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. If you're on YouTube, again, hit that thumbs up. Alrighty, yo, what's up? How old are you? Alright, let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. We are just looking for some debates. If you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18, make sure to send a guest request right now. Alrighty, let's get this next person up here. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Lean!
I literally just heard a loud noise and I just kicked them. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 18.
Do you support Trump?
19. Yeah,
Election held today, Harris versus Trump. Who would you rather vote for?
I would vote for Trump.
And what's your birth year?
2007.
And what month?
June.
And you said you're how old again?
I'm 18. I'm turning 19 in June.
Okay. Alrighty, why do you support Trump?
I support Trump because I think his policies are just... I like the deportation policy.
You're a little bit far from your mic. I think you're covering it a little bit, maybe?
I like the deportation, what he's doing, deporting everybody.
Okay. For sure. And why do you... what policy of his in terms of deportation policy do you support?
Well, I feel like I'm kind of mixed between, like, the way that he's, like, doing it, because I feel like he shouldn't be deporting, like, everybody.
I don't know. They do kind of sound like Liv. Don't they just, like, very slightly? I don't know. I'm not quite sure. Let's just go on to the next person. Or they do sound young as well. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, I'm 18.
Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
What's your birth year?
2007.
And what month?
December.
Okay. And if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay, why do you support Trump?
Nigger.
You're disgusting. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria in the screen. We are just looking for some debates. See this next person up here. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Sorry, it feels like I'm working a jigsaw puzzle here.
Let's go to the next individual. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria in the screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 23.
Do you support Trump?
Fuck no and fuck ICE.
Alrighty, let's go to the next individual. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. We are just looking for some debates. Alrighty, everyone. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. Alrighty, let's go to the next individual. Again, only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
What's up? June 13, 2007.
Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Okay. And how old are you?
18.
Okay. Why do you support Trump?
I support Trump because I agree with his immigration policies. I agree with how he wants to remove the Board of Education from Washington and put it to every state. I support with the idea that he wants states to decide about abortion, not the federal government. I also support the idea that, what is it called? That like in America, there's only two genders, recognized. And I would say I support lower taxes.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna thank some people real quick, and then we can move on to our conversation. Just give me a quick second, real quick, and then I'll address all those points that you just made real quick. Just give me a quick second. Autumn, thank you so much for the $5. I'll definitely try to make sure to look at that. Alan, thank you so much for the $10. Did happy November, Alan. Raina, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I was thinking about it, but I tried to, and what's it called? The guest request doesn't function on there in the same way it does on here on TikTok. Mary, thank you for the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, that's very kind. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. As well as Nicole, thank you so much for really pushing the $10 as well. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. I think I am fully caught up there on Venmo and PayPal. Let me make sure to check over on YouTube Super Chat. If you want to support me, as always, everyone, Venmo, PayPal, link tree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat, as always. Bridget, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much, Bridget. And Weary, thank you so much for the £2. Thank you very much. I actually think I am. They said, what do you think of Mediasan? I like Mediasan. I don't know Professor Zhang, though. Not familiar. And then Brand, thank you for the $5. Alrighty, I am fully caught up. Alrighty, if you want to support me as always, again, Venmo, PayPal, link tree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube. So you can support me over YouTube Super Chat. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up, everyone. Let's try to get to 2,000 likes. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. Let's try to get to 500,000 likes. Alrighty. Go ahead. You already said you lower taxes, two genders, immigration, abortion, and you want to get rid of the Board of Education and leave it to the states. Do you mean Department of Education or Board of Education?
I think it was the Board of Education or department, but I think he basically led it to the states, like something like that. And then also I forgot to say I also support the idea that he supports Israel. And what is it called? And I think it's good that he's taking action on Iran with the regime that they have. A lot of Iranians are celebrating. They're not the ones who are mad about it. It's the Americans who have nothing to do with it. They're the ones that are complaining. But if you look at Iran and Iranians, they're all celebrating and they're happy about it. Like, I'm in Beverly Hills, and I mean, people are celebrating on a daily basis.
That's in Iowa. That's in not Iowa. Sorry, that's in the U.S.
I'm sorry?
Beverly Hills is in the U.S.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying, that Iranians are celebrating, like, for their family and, like, for their country.
Okay, that I don't see how that's a justification for us to be involved here. It's made us worse off. We haven't met any objectives. You haven't created regime change. I mean, our involvement with Israel has just stabilized our relations all around the world. I don't understand how that'd be good foreign policy. I think that's bad foreign policy, and it makes us domestically ignore ourselves. If you want to reference lower taxes, Donald Trump imposed higher taxes by imposing tariffs, which increased your taxes. We can also point to, in terms of immigration, that Trump negatively impacts our economy with his immigration policy. It doesn't actually increase the amount of people that can come here through the legal process, and they're going after people that are going through the legal court dates, therefore decreasing GDP growth, productive capacity, tax revenues, etc., and then spending hundreds of billions of dollars on immigration enforcement instead of making the legal process go quicker also facilitates worse off conditions within immigration. His abortion policies haven't led to less abortions, and yet they've also created worse off conditions for people who are needing them in terms of exceptions. And then also they're threatening the use of literally certain types of drugs people need for abortion pills, right, in different states based on telehealth, which is protected temporarily by the Supreme Court as of right now. Which, if it's still in place, allows for abortions to happen at a higher rate than what they were prior. And then Department of Education being left at the states just disenfranchises students in red states because they'll get less funding than the students in blue states because blue states will provide more access to education than red states. So you're just kind of screwing over conservatives in terms of education even more than you already have.
Okay, but I have a question in regards to immigration. Like, obviously, I support immigration. I have nothing against immigrants coming into the country through a legal process. But, like, based off my research and at least what I see on social media, it doesn't mean it's 1,000% true. But Democrats are against deporting anyone. And they want to give basically, they believe that anyone should have the right to live in this country. But I also think that America has borders, America has a country, and there should be an immigration process that people go through to live in this country. So how would you handle the immigration process?
So we're not against deporting at all. Like, I mean, I just don't understand where you got that information from. We want to go after those that have committed the worst of the worst crimes to a proportionally higher extent. Actually, the Democratic mainstream position is criminalize undocumented entry, make the legal process go quicker. That's their position. And for criminalizing undocumented entry, they want to prioritize going after those that have committed violent crimes and serious crimes over those that are just coming here for a better life. I think that's a reasonable policy. And then my policy is that I want to provide a pathway to citizenship for undocumented immigrants who have not committed a violent or serious crime, right? And then make the legal process go quicker, and then deport those that have committed violent or serious crimes.
Okay, but do you think that people who are in America and have committed a crime in America, should they be deported? If they are without
a violent or serious crime.
Okay, but this is where my question is. When you come into the country illegally, you're already breaking the laws. You're technically a criminal already. And if you're committing crimes on top of breaking the law by being here illegally, and you're still committing crimes here, why should you have a chance to stay in this country? If not only you're already not here through a legal immigration process, you're already illegally here, but you're also committing crime in a country that you don't have legal status in.
Yeah, because that's not a violent or serious crime, so I don't really give a shit. And also, you voted for a convicted felon, adjudicated rapist to be your president who pardoned violent rioters and released them into the country. I think you should be more concerned about those individuals released into the country
I'm gonna be honest with you,
immigrants who are just here for a better life, who haven't committed any violent or serious crime.
I didn't even vote for Donald Trump. I just agree with the policies of the Republican Party. I never voted.
I never said you would if the election were held today. Harris versus Trump. You said you'd vote for Trump.
You didn't ask me that question.
I did ask you that question.
No, you asked the previous person that question. You never asked me that question. If I was to vote in the upcoming election, I probably wouldn't vote just because I'm not happy with the political.
I'm pretty sure I asked that person that question, but I don't care. Just go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. What's up, how old are you?
40. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Do you support Trump?
Of course.
Election held today, Harris versus Trump. Who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay.
That's a no-brainer.
Okay. Why do you support Trump?
So I like Trump. Well, I love Trump because he's getting sick people like Eric Swalwell off the streets.
Okay. And how did he do that?
but actually starting to investigate his sickness and his perpetratedness against women.
Okay. So I think that's. Do you believe the women that have accused Eric Swalwell? I do. Do you believe them? You cut out. I can't hear you. Kelly, think of the hand hearts. Hello? Are you there, bro?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep,
Yeah,
I hear
no,
you
I
now.
got a bad connection. All right, I'm good now.
So do you believe the women that have accused Eric Swalwell? I do. Do you believe them?
I mean, yeah, they have proof. They even showed it CNN over the weekend.
Okay. So if you believe them, why don't you believe the 27 plus people that have accused Donald Trump of sexual misconduct and E. Jean Carroll, who's held Donald Trump liable for sexually abusing her?
What evidence do they have?
They have absolutely provided it in a civil court to determine that Donald Trump was held liable of sexually abusing E. Jean Carroll. And also, like, what evidence?
But what evidence?
Wait, I have a
what
question.
evidence was used?
I have a question. What evidence got you to accept the accusations from the people who accused Eric Swalwell?
CNN doing an article, and then at the same time, while they're doing the piece, Eric Swalwell was still texting the women saying, "Why are you taking screenshots of the pictures I sent you?"
Okay, so wait, hold up. So just to clarify, so it is a CNN article that you believe. So there's CNN articles that say that Donald Trump's done this as well. So therefore, you accept it to be true because CNN is suddenly no longer fake news, and you now accept it to be true.
No, they showed evidence. What evidence is there against
evidence?
Donald Trump?
Wait, answer the question. What evidence specifically did you accept?
The pictures that they didn't show the pictures, but they're like, "Hey, look, he's still texting me. He's still showing me pictures of his D as they're talking about him."
So to clarify, you say that if someone specifically shows like a picture or accuses them of doing this, right? And they have pictures indicating that, like, for example, someone has done something wrong. Would you say that's sufficient evidence?
Like evidence?
Would you say
that's called evidence? Yes.
Yeah, I'm asking.
Yes, that's evidence. Yes,
do you accept that as evidence? Okay, so then do you accept the picture that shows Donald Trump with E. Jean Carroll after him claiming that they never met? That also he mistook E. Jean Carroll with his ex-wife after saying he wouldn't have sexually abused her because she's quote unquote not his type? Or maybe the dress with DNA on it, that Donald Trump had multiple years to give up his DNA, which he chose not to give up his DNA within the time slot allotted? Or what about the friends that she told at the time that demonstrated that she had a consistent story over multiple decades?
So then how come he didn't get criminally convicted then?
Because of the statute of limitations in New York for sexual abuse.
So they had to so they had to change the law in order to actually go after him, in order to prosecute him under civil considerations. Yes, it was. What are you talking about? It happened.
I was saying specifically for criminal because the criminal didn't allow for that to change. Now, there was a statute of limitations change that allowed for them to try him in the context of New York, but that was also true for thousands of other victims. That's through the context of the Child Survivors Act and the Adult Survivors Act that allowed for victims specifically within New York after the statute of limitations to go after their abusers in the context of civil courts, not criminal. Thousands of people held their abusers accountable in civil courts, not criminal, because of this. And you're going to say that you don't believe any of them?
No, because what evidence did E. Jean Carroll provide?
By the way, I actually told you already. I actually told you already.
You didn't tell me what evidence.
I did. So I can keep going.
What evidence of hearsay is not evidence, for one.
Yeah, you accept.
Do you think hearsay is evidence?
Wait, I have a question. Do you think Eric Swalwell sexually abused anyone?
When you send your D pics to people unsolicited, yes.
Okay.
That's essay.
Okay, so let's agree on that. Okay, no disagreement there. Okay, so okay, do you think that he did anything beyond that?
He used his power as a Congress member to get in to persuade women to talk to him.
Okay, do you think that he sexually assaulted any woman outside of that?
I mean, it still is going to be an ongoing litigation, but I mean, the evidence will hopefully show that he probably did essay some women.
Okay, so you think the evidence will probably show this, but you don't think you have evidence right now?
I just told you I showed you. I explained to you what evidence is out there that's public. But during the criminal case, they're not going to release the evidence until he's prosecuted. You understand that, right?
Okay, but you're saying it's probably going to be the case. So you say probably before you have evidence to say that, but you're not willing to say that about Trump?
What evidence is there of Trump?
I already told you. There's a
besides hearsay.
There's a civil case that determined that he sexually abused Eugene Carroll, where within the civil case, right, he said that he never met her. There's a picture of them shown together. He said that he wouldn't have sexually abused her because she's quote-unquote not his type, but then in that deposition mistook her with his ex-wife, indicating he would have sexually abused her either way, alongside the fact that there was a dress with DNA on it, where Donald Trump had multiple years to give up his DNA. It was tested to be unidentifiable male DNA, and Trump didn't give up his DNA within the time slot allotted, definitely indicating that that's what a guilty person would do. There were multiple friends that she told specifically at that time that demonstrated a consistency.
That's not guilt.
There are many.
That's not guilt.
Can I please finish?
Is that how you want to be tried in court?
Can I please finish? Or do you not want to listen?
I mean, I listened to you. You're just repeating the same thing. But I'm asking you,
so
do you want to be tried? They're not pieces of evidence.
They are.
Just because you say, hey, I have this dress that has DNA without any proof that it's that individual's DNA or any link analysis saying like you are in that same area at the same time, which happened years ago, by the way. How do you expect that to be a just trial?
Can I ask you a question? Why didn't he give up his DNA if he never met her?
He doesn't have to.
I never asked you if he had to. I asked you why didn't he?
He doesn't have to. That's the thing. He doesn't have to. I don't have to give up my DNA just because someone said something. You don't either. You have the same civil rights as he does.
Okay. I'm going to
ask you,
sir, I'm asking you why.
Why what?
Why didn't he give up his DNA if he said that he never met her?
Because he doesn't have to.
Sir, if you just repeat he doesn't have to over and over again, that's not an answer to the question.
Are you going to give up your DNA just because someone said something?
Yes, actually, if I was going to have to give up tens of millions of dollars, which I don't have, right, and I was going to have my reputation just completely made worse off because of this, and I never had met them in my life, and they claiming that they have my DNA on a dress that they specifically, literally were obviously within close proximity to show, I would say, yeah, definitely I'm going to give up my DNA because it would prove I'm not at the scene of the crime, and then I could use it as a point to then demonstrate that I'm innocent. So why wouldn't you do that if you can prove that you're innocent? Of course you would. So can you answer the question, why, if Trump could prove that he's innocent, why didn't he give up his DNA?
Civil servants, we don't have to do anything. We don't need to.
I'm going to ask the question one more time.
Because he doesn't need to give up his DNA in order to prove his innocence. I just told you.
Okay, so how does he prove his innocence without giving up his DNA?
You don't like the answer because it defeats your argument that he has civil liberties and he has the right.
If he can prove his innocence by giving up his DNA, why doesn't he?
Because there's other evidence to show that it didn't happen. Like
but that didn't happen. He was found guilty. He was held liable. So he obviously lost that one.
Liability is not guilt.
It is guilt in a civil court, genius.
Like I said, liability is not guilt.
It's guilt in a civil court.
Okay, hey, you did something.
Hey, genius, it's guilt in a civil court.
Liability is not a trial. It's just saying, hey, something happened and now you got to pay up some money.
Yeah.
Because if it was criminal, then that was a different story.
Hey, dude. So, are you saying you accept?
You just don't like the fact that he didn't do it, and you don't like the fact that there's bullshit evidence, and you don't like the fact that he has civil liberties like you do.
Declarative statements like that have no meaning when you have no evidence to back them up. When I provided evidence to indicate that you're wrong, So if you'd like to actually engage with what I'm saying right now, you can, but you have not done so. The reason why he didn't give up his DNA in that circumstance to quote-unquote prove his innocence is because he's guilty. That's what a guilty person does. If he was innocent, he would have given up his DNA because he would have saved himself a lot of reputation, and he would have saved himself tens of millions of dollars. Any reasonable person in that circumstance would give up their DNA, and the fact that they don't give up their DNA in that circumstance, given that they easily could have, right, and given that they said they never met them, right, is obviously going to show that they're likely guilty because they had to give up tens of millions of dollars, and because it negatively impacts his reputation when he could have otherwise, right, positively impacted his reputation by quote-unquote proving his innocence if he was, which clearly indicates he's likely not because he didn't give up his DNA within the time slot allotted.
But you don't understand that the burden of proof is on who?
Obviously the burden of proof is on E. Jean Carroll, but she met that burden of proof, and you just won't acknowledge it.
Okay, there you go.
Because it's in a civil court.
She doesn't, like I said, she didn't have any proof, and there you go.
She did.
You're just mad that he has civil liberty.
I think you're just.
What proof?
I think you're being.
Hearsay is not proof.
Last time
That's why he wasn't convicted. That's why she didn't do a criminal case.
I don't know why you're acting this dishonestly. Last time I explained to you the evidence, you said, "Why are you repeating yourself?" Genuinely think for 1 second. Stop and think. Have I already explained to you the evidence and you just are acting like I didn't explain it to you? Yes. So either you can choose.
Can hearsay?
How about this? How about this?
Hearsay
How about
be
this?
used in
How about
criminal?
this? How about this? You continue to not engage with what I'm saying right now and the evidence that I provided, and I'm going to treat you the way you deserve to be treated. Otherwise, I'll keep treating you nice if you actually engage.
What is that,
I'm treating you way more. I am treating you
way.
way nicer than you deserve. You do not deserve my niceness right now. Engage with the points I'm bringing up like an actual adult, or I can treat you like the fucking baby you are.
Could hearsay be used in criminal court?
I didn't just reference hearsay. I referenced specifically specific pieces of evidence, things that indicate an increase in the likelihood that Donald Trump is guilty. So would you like to engage with those specific facts, or would you like me to treat you the way that you deserve to be treated?
Part of the evidence was hearsay. Can hearsay be used in the court, in a criminal court?
What can you define hearsay?
Oh, I told somebody something and they're just repeating the same thing I told them.
Okay, that's not the only
hearsay.
pieces of evidence that I provided.
But I'm asking you, can hearsay be used in a criminal court?
Yes. The reason why this can be used in a criminal court, listen, technically it's not hearsay within a certain extent. Within a certain extent. Let me explain. Because really, what this is trying to demonstrate in the scenario where her friends are coming up and talking about the fact that they heard this from her is demonstrating that there's a consistent story over multiple decades. So it's not really hearsay because they're describing what they witnessed.
They witnessed so they saw it. They saw it happen.
No, they saw her explain this to them at that particular time, which demonstrates she's been saying this.
So that's
for decades.
hearsay. That's hearsay. That's hearsay.
Let me explain why it's not hearsay. Because what we're trying to acknowledge or demonstrate to be true is not that them saying it demonstrates to be true, but rather them saying it demonstrates that she was saying at that particular time period, which does give credence to the story because it wouldn't make sense that she would tell them this at that particular time and then wait decades to then come out with it later on if she was trying to make money from it. That just doesn't make any sense. And that's another thing is like, why did she wait decades? It would only shut the fuck up and listen. It would only make sense in the circumstance, right, where they would specifically have told, or she would have told her friends at that time, if it did happen to her, because we would expect for many victims, right, for the trauma to lead to them not coming out, for them to not think that they can hold their abuser accountable, for them to feel like they weren't going to be believed, right? All of those things are reasonable given that it actually did happen. But it is not reasonable that she would have told them at that particular time and then waited if she was just trying to make money off of a lie. That makes zero sense at all. So obviously, it does give credence to the idea that the story is accurate. It does not count as hearsay because it is a witness of the fact that they heard it that is in question. So not that as a piece of evidence in terms of they heard this, therefore that was then true. You're not understanding the basis of what it's trying to determine.
Yeah, I don't think you understand what civil rights are, and then individual just using I told a story and I told it to three different people, so now I could use them as witnesses. That's not how the law works. And that's why he wasn't criminal convicted, because he had no case.
You're actually wrong. The reason why it wasn't a criminal conviction is because of statute of limitations, which I already provided to you earlier. So it never even went to a criminal case in the first place. You trying to act like it was evidence is literally a misinformation claim, complete lie that you made up because you wanted to make yourself feel better. Now, can you actually engage meaningfully with what I'm saying? Because what I provided is evidence. I described to you how it's evidence, and all you did was say, "Nuh-uh, I don't accept that as evidence." Why not? Provide a reason why it's not acceptable.
Because it's not acceptable. No one will use
a
hearsay story from 3 people.
I explained how it's not hearsay. Hey, dude, I explained how it was not hearsay. Can you please engage with what I just said?
It's hearsay. Just because you want to change the definition of hearsay doesn't change the fact that
I didn't change any definition of hearsay.
What is hearsay?
You already described it. Now, I'm specifically saying...
No, you describe it. I'm asking you to describe it. What is hearsay?
Yeah, it'd be like, I heard this from someone else about this particular event happening, right? And
okay,
that
so do you want hearsay to be used against you in a...
Hey, listen to what I'm saying. I'm describing this. I already described this to you, but apparently you couldn't fucking listen to a basic sentence. So I'm going to explain it to you again. Please put your fucking listening ears on and actually take into account what I'm saying this time. Because if you don't, you're going to keep saying this random bullshit that's irrelevant to what I'm saying, okay? It is not in question that's because they said this then happened. It is saying they witnessed her saying this to them at that time, which demonstrates she's been saying this for decades. Is that now clear?
So I could say, oh,
answer the question. Is that clear?
So then how come Trump can't just get 3 dudes to say, hey?
Is that clear? Answer my questions or I will kick you. You are genuinely not engaging in a conversation with me right now. I have been trying to act very nice with you. You have about fucking 10 seconds of me trying to engage with this with you before I literally go fucking berserk. Can you please engage with the point?
So how come the judge didn't allow Trump to use his own...
I will let you ask any question you have. Can you engage with my point? If not, I'm going to keep doing this and muting you.
So how come Trump wasn't able to use...
Do you just want to keep getting muted?
I'm asking you. How come Trump...
I will let you ask any question you want after you respond to mine.
What was your question?
Are you fucking serious? Are you actually fucking serious? You didn't listen.
You were just going on a rant.
I'm just in a rant. I say things, right? Did you listen to anything I said in the rant?
What was it? What was your question?
This guy, dude. This guy is... I'm going to play it back for you. Now clear.
What is hearsay?
You already described it. Now I'm specifically saying...
No, you describe it. I'm asking you to describe it. What is hearsay?
Yeah, it'd be like, I heard this from someone else about this particular event happening, right? And
okay,
that
so do you want hearsay
to
be used against you in a...
Hey, listen to what I'm saying. I'm describing this. I already described this to you, but apparently you couldn't fucking listen to a basic sentence. So I'm going to explain it to you again. Please put your fucking listening ears on and actually take into account what I'm saying this time. Because if you don't, you're going to keep saying this random bullshit that's irrelevant to what I'm saying, okay? It is not in question that's because they said this then happened. It is saying they witnessed her saying this to them at that time, which demonstrates she's been saying this for decades. Is that now clear?
So did she say it for decades, or did she...
Is that now clear that she's been saying it for decades? Is that clear?
But that's not the argument.
No? Yes or no? Is that a clear... Is that... Can I get an answer? Yes or no?
No. That's not evidence that she was saying it for years.
It is because they witnessed it.
How?
So the claim... So the reason why it's a witness is because they witnessed her saying it. Not them hearing it is evidence of the event that she's claiming happened.
That's not how that works. That's not how that works.
Yes, it is. The fact that I have to explain this is crazy. Listen, please listen. Okay? It's that she said this and has been saying this for decades. That's what we're demonstrating to be true. That's why it's a witness statement. Because they witnessed her saying that. Okay? Now, it would be hearsay if I was claiming that this happened, right, specifically, and the only piece of evidence, right, is the fact that the friend heard her say it. That would be hearsay. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that she has been saying this for decades, and the evidence for that is the 2 witness statements from the friends that literally under oath testified about the fact that they witnessed her say this decades ago. Is that clear?
So people never lied under oath?
People have, but it's very unlikely.
Okay, there you go. That's why it's not usable. It's not used in criminal court.
Wait. Just because someone can potentially lie doesn't mean something's not used in court. You're lying. This actually, by the way, was used in the court. So I don't know why he's laughing and why he's acting like this.
In a civil court.
Sir, this was used in the court.
There's a lower threshold bar in civil court. Anybody could sue you for anything.
Yeah, but you don't win any lawsuit just because. You have to meet that standard of evidence. What is the standard of evidence?
Agent Carroll did.
What is the standard of evidence?
Agent Carroll did.
What is the standard of evidence in a civil court?
It's not what is it? I can't remember the word right now. I'm just laughing at the fact that you think
that you can't answer any of my basic questions.
Dude, you're the one who believes hearsay is evidence.
Dude, I've explained to you multiple times how this is not hearsay. You are just dishonest right now. Like, do you feel good making this point over and over again when I've already proven you wrong? Does that feel good for you?
You haven't proved anybody wrong.
Sir, do you think this is constructive dialogue? I'm literally explaining it to you right now, and you think this is constructive dialogue?
It is, because I'm proving you that hearsay is not a thing where you can say, hey, you know what? Just because I have 3 people that heard me
I described to you the
something,
difference between a witness statement and hearsay, and he doesn't know. So I've already described to you the difference between a witness statement and hearsay, and you didn't know the difference. I've already explained that to you.
All right.
If you need me to explain that to you again, I'm sorry. That just means you are genuinely not smart enough to have this conversation.
Let me give you 2 scenarios, and you tell me which one's the stronger evidence. Agent Carroll's evidence of her friends testifying.
Hey, dude, if you say the same point about hearsay again, that tells me you are genuinely not smart enough to have this conversation.
So two situations. Which one's more credible? Individuals just saying, hey, she told us this, and she explained to us what happened and yada yada, or hey, I saw them, both of them, go into a dressing room and they came out together. Which one's stronger evidence? I saw it, or she just told me?
If the claim that you're trying to demonstrate to be true, that the person was assaulted, the stronger piece of evidence would be the first person witness account. What you're not understanding is that I am not using the hearsay as evidence. What I am saying simply is that it's evidence of her saying this to her friends decades ago. Okay, that's all I'm saying it is. So it's witness evidence for the fact that they have been told this decades ago. That's what it's witness evidence for. It's not witness evidence for the abuse happening. It's witness evidence.
So how do we know? How do we know for that to be a fact?
How do we what to be a fact? That they heard her say this?
Yes.
Because it's a witness. In the same way that if someone is a witness and they say they saw a person get assaulted, we believe them because they're witnessing it first person, then describing the things they witnessed first person. In this scenario, they witnessed this first person that she told them, and then they're describing what they witnessed. The process is the same in both scenarios. They're both witness statements because what we're asking and what we're questioning to be true isn't whether or not the assault happened with that particular question, but it's whether or not she was told that the assault happened. That's what it's demonstrating to be true. That's what it's a piece of evidence that demonstrates in the court process, and that's what it served as a witness statement. Does that make sense? That's why it's not hearsay.
But is it credible? How do you make that credible?
This is a credible witness statement. It's a credible witness statement for the fact that she was told that that Eugene Carroll was assaulted. Just the fact that she was told.
Anybody could tell you anything. That's what you don't understand. Anybody could say anything.
I understand.
So how do you know it's credible?
Let me explain.
Just because she swore under oath, people lie under oath.
Are you asking the witness? How's the witness statement credible?
Yeah, how is the witness credible if she didn't see the action or didn't see them together? So how can you make that evidence saying, hey, you know what? You were there at the scene of the crime. You witnessed them walking together. You witnessed it.
That's not what the witness is. The witness is not saying they were.
Of course, they did. No shit. I know that.
This guy has an inability to track. So
no shit. I understand that.
Are you nervously laughing because you know that you're wrong? Are you nervously laughing because you know that you're wrong?
I'm not wrong. I'm laughing because you're so ignorant to the law.
I'm ignorant.
And you're so ignorant to say, hey, you know what? What if they went after you like that? Were you like that?
So you wouldn't be able to find this evidence on me because I've never done something like this. Now, if you want to reference the civil court, let me explain. Let me reference the civil court.
So, I'm going to get 3 girls tomorrow.
Can you please shut the fuck up and listen to the conversation we're having? Like, what do you? What is wrong with you?
I'm going to get 3 girls tomorrow and be like, hey, Parker did something to me, and I need you to go to court and tell him he did this to me. Okay? Okay. And then we'll get him for some money. See how that works?
You are a disgusting fucking person. The only people that would go together...
Why, because you're wrong?
No, the only people that would go together and talk about making up false accusations like that are people like you that want to defend rapists in the Oval Office.
People do it all the time.
Hey, dude.
Welcome to the real world.
Okay. Hey, dude. I need you to listen to a full thought. You literally can't follow. Act like an adult. You're acting like a child right now. Listen. Once I'm done speaking, then you can respond. Is that okay? Can we do that? I want a yes or a no.
I'm waiting on you. I'm listening.
I want a yes or a no.
I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
Can you do this yes or no?
I just said yes. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. You did not say yes before that. By the way, you act more like a child than the children that my girlfriend literally has to teach. Okay? She's a substitute teacher, and the kids listen more than you do. Okay? You are acting literally more immature than children. Okay? Genuinely just have this conversation with me, and we can have it. The witness statement is for the fact that she said this to the friend, okay? It's not for the event saying that they were at the scene of the crime. It witnessed the crime happen. That's not what's in question here. What they witnessed is E. Jean Carroll telling them. Why is this something that's relevant to bring up in the case? The reason why it's relevant to bring up in the case is because it demonstrates that she's been saying the same thing, E. Jean Carroll, for decades. And if it demonstrates that she's been saying the same thing for decades, that doesn't align with the idea that she made it up. Does that make sense?
I mean, your theory does make sense, but it's not what happened, though.
Explain what you mean by that.
Because that's not what happened. What happened is they showed up into trial and they gave their testimony. When did E. Jean Carroll tell them that that incident happened? Do you know?
The court or the general allegation?
Okay, so under their testimony, what date did they give that E. Jean Carroll told them about the incident?
Oh, the friends?
Do you know? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. I can look for it if you want me to.
Yeah, look it up, and then that'll defeat your analysis, and it'll make you prove you wrong. Because you'll have a date, and then you'll be like, oh my God, so E. Jean Carroll wasn't talking about this for decades because she told them about 3 years ago or
That's
4 years ago.
That's not
Well,
true.
look it up then.
Wait, no. They were told.
How do you know?
They said they were told at that time. I don't remember the day of the year, but they were told at that time. In the 90s.
But you don't know that to be a fact because you haven't seen the case law.
Oh no, I've looked at the case. I remember that they were told at the time. I just don't remember the date specifically.
Yeah, so that's my point. Is like you don't know the date, so you're just saying, you know.
Yeah, I don't know the date of the year, but I know that they were told around that time. So like your whole claim that
how do you know
that they were just told a few days ago.
That's what I'm asking.
Because I've done research
on the case. That's what I'm telling you. Oh, that's what I'm asking. Like, what date was it they gave? Say, oh yeah, she told me at this time, at this date, what had happened.
I don't think it's relevant that I need to bring up the specific date.
It is relevant.
I think that's dishonest for you to ask for the specific date. I can tell you that it happened around that year, right? Or within that year time period. That's what's relevant to our conversation right now.
No, what's relevant is like, okay, when did she tell these people?
1996.
96. When did the event happen?
1995 to 1996. So it was told right after it happened.
Yeah, and she didn't even remember what she was wearing. She also didn't remember the exact date. in time.
She did remember what she was wearing. She had the dress of the day that she was assaulted, the Donna Karen dress that I told you about earlier. You don't know anything about the case you're referencing. Where did she claim she was assaulted? What store?
What is that?
No doors go all the way down to the end. Last one.
Thanks, Beth. What is it? Bowlesburg or something with a B? I can't remember.
Bergdorf Goodman. So it seems like you didn't even do much evidence or look into the case, or you didn't look into the evidence of the case. So I don't think that you're going to be the one to be able to evaluate whether or not it's accurate based upon those metrics. Plus, what I brought up is obviously sufficient in being able to demonstrate it to be true. Along with the fact that
no, you didn't.
You're literally saying every single one of the 26 women that have come out and accused, or 27 women that have come out and accused Donald Trump of sexual misconduct, you think every single one is lying.
So have there been false allegations?
Has there been false allegations? Obviously, there have been false allegations, but in situations where there is 27 people that have accused someone, the likelihood of there being a false allegation is incredibly, incredibly low. I'm talking like, I don't think you can give me a single circumstance where there's 27 people that have accused someone where it was wrong. Like, I actually don't think you'd be able to give me one.
It is when you're trying to destroy someone with lawfare.
Can you give me one example of someone being accused by 27 people of sexual misconduct and it was all lies?
Trump, Russian collusion, what is that? Russian...
Hey, dude, I said sexual misconduct. Can you listen?
Well, I'm telling you that...
You can't just say Trump. That's such a bullshit thing. Answer a question. Name someone.
Oh, as far as allegations against someone?
Yeah, 27 people have accused them of sexual misconduct, and every single one was lying. Can you give me any circumstance where that happened?
I mean, I really don't follow people. I mean, I only know Trump because that's the mainstream media narrative. You know what I mean?
The point that I'm making is that I don't think you can give me a single circumstance where this is true, because when that many people come out about the same thing happening, it's very good evidence to indicate that this happened. Like, come on. Seriously, like, do you think you would want your
happened?
Actually, because you said this earlier.
There's no criminal
I have a question.
Convictions.
Please answer this question. Would you want your daughter treated that way? Would you want your daughter, right? Would you want your daughter to not be believed?
Hold on. I can't hear you. Give me a second.
Yeah, if your daughter accused someone of sexual misconduct, would you want her not to be believed?
Hold on. I can't hear you. Give me a second.
Yeah, turn up your fucking volume. He's apparently now is having issues. Pixel, thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. I'm so sorry to hear that. It's absolutely insane that people expect a specific time or hour. It's nuts.
Oh, I didn't hear what you were asking. What was that?
I'll play back.
Mainstream media narrative, you know what I mean?
The point that I'm making is that I don't think you can give me a single circumstance where this is true, because when that many people come out about the same thing happening, it's very good evidence to indicate that this happened. You gonna respond?
Oh, that was a question, or was that a statement? It sounded like more of a statement than a question.
So you can respond to statements, can you not?
I mean, that was your statement. I mean, I don't gotta say anything to it. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? That's what you said. But as to
the Matrix level dodge of points is ridiculous.
As to your innuendo,
like this is what Trump supporters have to do. This is what Trump supporters have to do in order to do this. Now I'm going to ask you this question about your daughter, because that's the question that this led into.
Yeah, I think that's what you're asking.
Yeah, it was.
I was like, because I heard something about a daughter, and then
I understand.
You just came up with another comment. I was just like, I thought that was not a question.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so would you want your daughter to be treated that way?
Of course not.
So you would want your daughter to be believed. If your daughter provided the same evidence as E. Jean Carroll, would you want her to be believed?
The same evidence as E. Jean Carroll, I'd be like, hey, are you lying or are you making this up? What's going on?
Wow, that's actually sick.
Why is it sick?
Even if she held her abuser accountable in a civil court for sexual abuse, or with the same evidence as E. Jean Carroll, you would still say that?
Yeah, because people lie.
So you wouldn't believe your daughter.
I live in the real world.
So to clarify, so to clarify, your daughter has the same evidence, held her abuser accountable in a civil court. You wouldn't believe her?
Is my daughter capable of lying in your fantasy?
Every person is capable of lying.
Okay, there you go. There's your answer.
So you don't believe her?
What are you guys like?
So you would want your daughter treated that way? You're a disgusting fuck. You're a disgusting fuck. Let me see how far you take this. If Donald Trump went up to your 10-year-old daughter and said he'd be dating her in 10 years, would you still vote for him?
He wouldn't say that.
Really? He wouldn't say something like that?
When has he said that about anybody's daughter besides his?
Besides his, it's crazy.
And he actually didn't even
listen.
He didn't even say it.
Hey, listen, be quiet.
Thursday night. You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
Okay, so who was he talking about? He was talking to children, but who was he pointing at? Or who was he talking to?
I'll play it back one more time. Listen closely.
It's an audio.
You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
He said, "Are you going up the escalator?" She goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Can you believe it? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years." And she goes, So I just want to clarify. That's a random 10-year-old just going up the escalator.
Okay.
So like, if Donald Trump did that to your daughter, would you still vote for him?
I mean, I'll be kind of like, oh, it's kind of gross, but I mean, it didn't happen to me, so.
So would you still vote for him if that happened to your daughter?
I mean, I still voted for him after it happened, so what's the point?
So you'd vote for him even if he made your daughter cry because he sexualized her?
But he didn't sexualize anybody.
He did. That's him sexualizing a 10-year-old, saying he'd be dating her in 10 years? Why is he saying that?
Because it was a sick joke?
Because he thinks that she's going to be attractive in 10 years. That's what he's saying.
And it was a sick joke?
That's sexualizing a 10-year-old. Okay? That's disgusting.
Okay, you guys sexualize kids all the time. What are you talking about?
When did I sexualize a kid?
I mean, you're kidding me right now. You as a whole, you as a community haven't sexualized kids.
Yeah, how have I sexualized kids?
Argument?
Tell me, how have I sexualized a kid?
Okay, teaching kids about LGBT is sexualizing kids. It's the definition of it.
So watch this. We're teaching children about gay stuff in the same time when we treat them about straight stuff. That's not sexualizing kids. That's called representation of gay people.
Teaching kids about straight stuff is also sexualizing them. I don't care. My kid doesn't need to know about sexualization, period.
Okay. So he thinks sex ed is sexualizing kids? No. Sex ed is teaching kids the things that they need to prevent harmful touching from adults, creepy people around them, to be more safe, to reduce childhood pregnancy, to ensure that kids, right, are less likely to transmit STDs, right? It's for overall health. These things are important for health. It's not like having that conversation is not sexualizing kids. And I think that the idea that you think it's sexualizing kids is actually a really harmful idea. Now, what is sexualizing kids is Donald Trump saying he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years. So by the way, the fact that you're willing to overlook that, but then you don't want kids to have sex ed is fucking crazy.
Is it the government's responsibility to teach my kids about sex, or is it my responsibility?
Yes, it is the government's responsibility to teach them sex ed.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Then sign them out of it. Then be the fucking random kid's parent that decides to sign them out of sex ed. Do that. You can do it. It's a choice you have.
Some people don't. Yeah,
it's a choice you have. Yeah, if you want your kid to know fucking absolutely nothing, go for it. But I wouldn't do that for my kid. Hell, I'm glad that my parents kept me within those classes because it ensured that I had the information that I needed.
Yeah, you were in high school?
No, I was in elementary school when I first heard that in Iowa.
Oh, that's gross.
I grew up in what? Learning about anatomy in 5th grade? That's
you
not
don't
gross.
Know how to fucking wipe your
Wait,
ass.
dude, this guy's like the 10-year-olds, like us as 10-year-olds. You're like, oh, haha, that's so funny. Like that's us when we're 10 years old and we're first learning about it. Come on, you actually are treating it that way now as an adult. Jesus Christ, dude.
At that age,
how are you an adult? How are you an adult? You are literally a man-child. You are a child trapped in an adult's body. What are you talking about?
At that age, you can't even wipe your own ass. What makes you think you're competent enough to learn about sex?
So that's all you. I was able to wipe my own ass when I was in 5th grade. That's crazy.
Right.
You weren't able to wipe your own ass in 5th grade?
I'm telling you, you weren't
You
able to wipe
you weren't
your own ass.
dude.
You can't
Wait,
even-
hold up, pause. You weren't able to wipe your own ass in 5th grade. You were 10 years old without having the capacity to wipe your own ass.
I just told you you weren't able to wipe your own ass. Like, how
I
do you
was.
even know about?
I think practically everyone was able to. Okay. Obviously, general
You'd be
conditions, like
surprised.
if someone has a
You'd be
disability,
fucking
like that would
surprised.
make sense. But like we're talking about general conditions, right? You should be able to wipe your own ass in general situations without anything impeding you from being able to do so when you're 10 years old. That's called basic development.
Bro, I had 20-year-old soldiers who couldn't even wipe their own fucking ass. I know that's at your age. It was.
I'm sorry. Wait. In the situations with this, are there any medical problems that lead to that?
Soldiers who can't fucking shower correctly and stink. Yeah, I'm pretty sure as adults they sucked at wiping their ass.
Okay, so let me just clarify. Let me just clarify, bro. Your example for why 10-year-olds you think can't wipe their own ass is that adults, in some circumstances in the military, didn't wipe their own ass. That's a you guys thing. That's nothing to do with. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Holy shit, dude. So, I mean, the point that you should make then is that you should be able to wipe your own ass, right? And those adults, given that they medically can, should be able to wipe their own ass.
You would think adult grown men can't wipe their ass, but they can't. You'll be surprised. You'll be like, what the fuck?
Well, then they should.
Like, bro,
then
shower,
they should
dog.
do that. Okay, hey, bro. As an adult man, I can wipe my own ass. Can you?
Yeah.
Okay, so
What are you
adults
talking about?
can wipe their own ass.
No,
Now,
I'm
why?
schooling you on- I'm
I
schooling you on
have a
basic
question. I have a
law,
question.
like,
When you were
fierce.
when you were 10 years old, could you wipe your own ass?
I mean, I can't recall 10, like when I was 10. What the fuck is going on?
You were in
here?
5th grade, bro. What the fuck do you mean? You were in 5th grade.
Dude,
The
I'm
long
40.
pause is concerning. Dude,
Bro,
are you
I'm 40.
fucking
I don't
serious,
remember-
bro? This guy
I don't remember
can't.
anything from 5th grade.
This guy, you were in 5th
What are you talking
grade.
about?
You were in 5th grade. Come
I don't remember
on.
anything from 5th grade.
Come on, dude. You don't remember anything?
From
Dude,
5th
I get
grade? No.
elevated every day and I remember shit. What are you talking about? You don't remember anything?
No, just waiting till you get 40. You'll be like, oh shit, what did I do in 5th grade?
Hey, dude, if I ask my mom is older than you. If I ask my mom, she'd be able to answer the question. My dad's older than you. If I ask
You
my
still live
dad,
with your mom?
he'd be able to answer the question. Any adult I've ever met in my entire life would be able to answer this question. You are the only adult in my entire life that has not been able to answer such a fucking basic question like this. Well, obviously, when you're 10 years old, you should have been able to do
I
that.
don't live with that.
Come on.
That I don't live with
hold
mommy,
up, pause.
and I can't go to mommy
so
to.
his whole point for bringing this up, by the way, was to say that children who are in 5th grade shouldn't learn about basic anatomy. Like when I was in 5th grade, we did basic reproductive anatomy. That's what we learned in 5th grade, okay? He's saying that's sexualizing kids, and he's trying to bring this up to justify Donald Trump sexualizing a 10-year-old when he said he'd be dating her in 10 years and why he still supports him even despite of that. Because he's trying to say that we're sexualizing kids when we teach them about sex ed. So let me just clarify. That's this lunatic on the stream right now, okay? Regardless what your political ideology is, this guy's a fucking idiot, okay? Regardless what your political ideology is, regardless what religion you believe in, regardless whatever other view you hold, you have to acknowledge this guy is fucking stupid. Can we all acknowledge that, please? This guy is ridiculous. Come on, dude. You're being absurd. Please use your fucking brain. Come on. We bipartisanly can agree right now that you are ridiculous. Come on. There's unequivocal 100% support within the entirety of America on this. One issue is that you have no fucking clue what you're talking about.
I'm pretty sure you have no clue because I just proved to you wrong that hearsay isn't a thing.
Dude,
just because.
Hold up. Why are you pivoting back to this? Why are you
something-
pivoting? Why are you pivoting? Don't pivot. Why are you pivoting? You said it's sexualizing children to teach them sex ed. That's what you said.
It is.
Don't fucking run from that one, buddy. Please acknowledge that
No, it
one for
is.
me. Okay? Can you address that one, buddy?
Sexualizing children because they need to learn how to read, how to do math first, and then you can worry about
You
their
do
sexuality.
that. You know, I learned about those things first too, and then I also learned about sex ed. There's multiple different
Yeah.
subjects in school. everybody, he was this years old when he figured out there are multiple subjects in school. Let's go. It took him this many years to figure that one out. There are multiple subjects in school. Come on, are you serious, bro? How am I the first person to tell you this? Are you a real human being,
you
dude?
think that's like a win? Like, what are you talking about? It's like, are you seriously saying that your win is that, oh, there's different subjects in schools? It's like, yeah, there is. I know that for a fact. But you know what? It's my responsibility as a parent to teach my kids about sex and not the schools or the government.
Yeah, so then your kid's going to not know about any of those things. And by the way, we do this
Why
because
wouldn't
we
they if I teach them?
Sir,
if
sir,
I'm the one who
we
teaches
do this.
them.
We do this because people like you exist in the world. Because you won't teach your kids outside of this in school. So it's actually really important.
Yeah, because it's not the position of someone else to teach my kids what's right and what's wrong.
That's what school's for, genius. What the fuck do you think
No,
school's
it's
for?
not.
So
that's not what school's
So then
for.
homeschool your kids, bro. Homeschool your kids. Just leave us all alone.
Yeah.
Go live in the middle of nowhere, homeschool your kids, and never talk to another citizen of this country again. You know, we'll be better off.
Right. Because we were better off under Biden, right?
Yeah, we actually were.
How so?
How so? We had better real GDP growth, better real median wage growth. We had better inflation rates. We had at the end of his administration, we had better unemployment. We had better real domestic manufacturing investment.
Did all that happen after Trump won the election or before Trump won the election? Because I'm pretty sure the charts will show as soon as Trump won the election, everything has started getting better.
Wrong.
Wrong?
Nope. I'm looking. You can look at 2023 and 2024. Hell, job growth was better in 2021 and 2022. What are you talking about?
Didn't gas significantly drop when Trump won the election?
No. Gas was already lower.
No.
Yeah,
gas was already lower.
Gas was already lower.
All right. Well, hey, I'll tell you what though. Biden still is the one with the highest gas prices at all time. So hey, we haven't hit that mark yet. So we're still good.
Those were not all-time highest gas prices. That was actually in the 70s. Secondly, if you want to reference gas prices.
Okay, secondly,
if you want to reference gas prices, they're going up right now because of Trump, and they didn't go up because of Biden. The gas price increase happened because of Russia invading Ukraine, which would have happened regardless of the administration in office.
So if Trump would have won instead of Biden, then the whole Russia deal wouldn't have happened then, right?
What Russia deal?
Because I'm talking about the Russia and Ukraine issue.
Wait, you have no evidence to substantiate that. That's just a bullshit claim.
Why not? Because nothing happened during his first term.
That's a correlation causation fallacy.
Why is it correlation causation fallacy if that's what happened? Is
because
when
you're
Donald Trump
associating it
was
just because
president,
it happened under the administration, it means it's necessarily
when
caused
Donald
by them.
Trump, yeah, because they didn't do it because they knew he's unpredictable. They don't understand him. They can't control him, and they didn't know what he was going to do. So that's why they didn't take Ukraine until Biden became president. And why is that? Because he's a weak leader.
So
they knew he wasn't going to do anything.
Biden got the entirety of Europe to help defend Ukraine. If Trump were in office, since he destabilized our relationships with our allies.
That's what NATO's for. NATO's the reason why we have NATO.
Ukraine's not a part of NATO.
I know, I understand that.
I know, but you understand that Trump has
all the NATO
Trump has distanced us from NATO, distanced us from our European allies, and has destabilized our relations.
Yeah,
so obviously
useless.
He's less like
they're useless.
So, but weren't they helpful in helping us defend Ukraine?
No, because there's still an issue in Ukraine, isn't there not?
You're just lying.
Is there still a war going on in Russia and Ukraine?
That doesn't mean that they weren't helpful in helping us.
Well, they haven't ended it, so they're pretty useless, right?
No.
It's their front, not our front.
Does it make us useless because we're still in a war with them? Because we funded it and we didn't end it yet? That makes no sense. Also, Trump acknowledged that he's wrong and that he was wrong on Ukraine and Russia and that he couldn't get a deal done. And he failed after literally laying out the red carpet for Putin, by the way.
Yeah, sometimes you just can't. What are you gonna do? You're gonna keep on throwing money.
Someone said that he's not a good advocate. Yo, that's kind of funny. Whoever said in the comment section that he's not a good advertisement for whatever school that he's a part of is really funny. That is really, really funny. I have some people to thank real quick, then we can move on with our conversation. Just give me a quick second. Paige, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you very much for this. Is how much I paid these for $4.65. They said this is how much I paid for a gallon of gas in Kansas today. Personally, the highest I've seen in my area. Thank you so much. Lovey, thank you so much for the $2 for if he's against people teaching his kids things. I really hope he's educated in basic maths and sciences. Oh, yes. Wait, I'm going to ask him that question. I'm just going to remember to think about that one and bring it up once I thank people. I'm done thanking people. As well as Lovey, thank you for the $7. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Science classes we attend in 6th grade, like teaching sex ed, teaches us about anatomy. Exactly. That's exactly what I was bringing up earlier. As well as Lovey, thank you for the $5 again. Thank you. I appreciate it. They said, if his daughter was underage, 15, Donald Trump said that did this to her, had the same amount of proof and everything, would he believe her? He actually didn't. It was crazy. Justina, thank you so much for the $30. Thank you very much. Couldn't wipe his own ass at 10 years old, but ultimately grew up to become an asswipe himself. Yo, what? Gina Lees, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Oh my gosh, that's a really important part of the class, and that's why sex ed is really important. That's really, really important. Oh my gosh. As well as Lindsay, thank you for the $7. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. The guest is insane. It's absolutely crazy. As well as Reyes, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the $30. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Alrighty. Brand, thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. And Grace, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you very much. And Edgar, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. It's crazy. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, PayPal, link tree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat. All right, man, you can come back and talk to me. You got to come back into the app so it doesn't kick you. Daphne, thank you so much for Push the Galaxy as well. And then Brittany, thank you so much for the $2. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, those things are important. It really is important. Hey, man, are you there? The guy, hello, dude. Are you running away? Is he running? I think he's running. That's brutal. Don't come back. Oh, you know what? Honestly, it's better. Tom, by the way, think of the $4 as well. You know what? It is better this way. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. We are just looking for debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hi, Parker. What's up?
Oh, no. No. Oh, no.
We are Charlie Cook.
Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria. List on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Let's get the next person up here. Dude, he's still not coming back. He just like straight up paused out of the app. Hey, dude, swipe back into the app and talk to me. Don't run away. Come on. Come on. You know you want to talk to me still? Come on. All right, everyone, if you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen to help get it out to more people. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
19.
Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Election held today, Harris versus Trump. Who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay, why do you support Trump?
I like his immigration policies.
Okay, and what immigration policies do you like?
Hold up. Fuck Trump. Fuck ICE. Fuck.
Okay, let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody.
We are Charlie Cook.
Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
A nigger, mate. Fuck you, little.
Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. We are just looking for some debates. I think the only Trump supporter in existence is Joe in the box. How old are you?
You need moderators, Parker. You need moderators.
How old are you? Okay. Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. We are just looking for some debates.
We are Charlie.
Please stop. Please stop. Please just no. Please leave me alone. I just want debates, please. I don't want to keep adding up the same accounts. It's really annoying. I don't have to block people either. How old are you? Person manifesting. Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. We are just looking for debates, everybody. How old are you?
I'm gay.
Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. We are just looking for debates. Barb, think of the galaxy. Thank you very much. Alrighty, give it a second, everyone. We are just looking for debates. Alrighty, give it a second, everyone. How old are you? Hello? Alrighty, let's get this next person up here. How old are you? Hello? The guy finally left, by the way. How old are you?
You gotta play farm sim, you gotta play farm.
Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. We are just looking for some debates. How old are you?
Beta.
Alrighty, let's get this next person up here. Please, everybody, only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen.
Hey, Parker.
Didn't I talk to you yesterday?
Yeah, I want to just clarify something briefly, if we can. I listened to yesterday, and it wasn't all that fun. First of all, I'm calling because I haven't received enough hateful comments or direct messages. So if you could have your chat increase that, that'd be cool. Some of your people are nasty, hurt people, and they are seeking attention. I know that you can't control that, but some of your chat are just assholes. Anyway, I wanted to briefly clarify a few things from our discussion yesterday, and it's about the study from Finland. I ran into some issues, and I think we were having some terminology problems, and then we got off track and we got away from the study because we started talking about defining terminology, and then we were talking about gender-affirming care versus surgical gender reassignment. The study is about surgical gender reassignment. You shifted it to adolescents who are too young for surgery. And we started talking about that. And that is, I didn't have the
I know, that's actually what I brought up originally. And you were trying to justify that that was happening and saying that this is negative because of the fact that you have this study. And I was saying this isn't happening, right? And you weren't even acknowledging that. And even for the gender, and even for gender reassignment, that particular study that you referenced had insane levels of conflicts of interest, came from an ideologically right-wing sort of group, and also isn't even a representative of the overall data. Take a look at did you at all take a look at the bibliography in my bio?
I couldn't find it. Is it in? I looked on your YouTube.
Hey, dude.
And I looked
the bibliography in my bio. You click the link in my bio. It gives you a link, like literally a screen of different links. It's the bottom one that says sources.
Okay. I don't want to do it now, but I'll do it later.
It's super easy to find. Like if you at all tried, you would have found it.
So I click that, and all it says is Parker, and I can join the fan club.
No. You click, you click on my account. Go to my page. Wait, when you're on my page.
I'm obviously on your page, right? I'm talking to you.
Yeah, I meant like when you go to my account where it says my account, you click on my link tree. Once you click on my link tree, it will take you to this. Then you scroll down and click this.
Okay. So in order to get to your account, I would have to scroll left, and then I'll see it. I'll do that later.
Yeah. You have to like go to my page where you see my videos.
I thought I was confusing your page with your name join button.
Yeah, it said. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm now agreeing with you. You know, I was thinking on my feet, and I will say, people, if you armchair debate, go debate on live. It's not as easy. So, all the armchair debaters out there. So yes, I was thinking that you were including the adolescents. We didn't. So I think we're clear on that. I just wanted to clear my station. You know. Or,
okay. So is there anything Trump could do that for you to stop supporting him?
Actually, I'd like to go to your other question, which you typically ask.
What's that?
Who would I vote for? Can you ask me that question?
Yeah, who would you rather vote for, Harris or Trump?
That's a false dichotomy. And you said it's not, and I'm proving you wrong. That is a false dichotomy because you did not give me a third option.
You can choose to not vote as well.
Please concede. You did not say that.
I don't feel like I need to clarify that every time. I don't think I need to clarify that every time.
Well, all I'm saying is you made a incorrect statement. That's all I got to say. And fun. Thank you. I listened to the debate. It was a little boring on my part. Sorry, y'all. But go ahead.
Are you really
and
just
going to
be dishonest like that and then just leave? Go fuck yourself.
Oh no.
I'm kicking you. Like, what a stupid thing to do. Like, seriously, like, really. These people are, like, the most insufferable people on the planet. Like, dude, genuinely a waste of my time. You never even looked into it. I had to tell you to go to my fucking bio to click on the link. This shit pisses me off, dude. These people don't give a shit at all. You don't give a flying fuck. Do research, dude. Get off your fucking ass and do research. It's so fucking annoying, dude. Holy shit. I'm not going to fucking walk you with a little, like, hand all the way. Do some basic research. Click on my bio. There's a fucking sources link in the bio. It links all of it for you. And you did none of the research into it. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria in the screen. We are just looking for debates, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria in the screen.
Charlie Kirky. I just bought the perky. Charlie Kirky.
Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria in the screen. We are just looking for debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria in the screen. We are just looking for debates, everybody.
Why the niggers are evil. Let's talk about that, Shaq.
You're fucking disgusting. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria in the screen. We are just looking for debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Okay. Just can't do it. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. We are just looking for debates. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. How old are you?
Oh, I'm a friendly.
Oh, appreciate you very much. We are just looking for debates. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 18, 08, January.
Do you support Trump?
Absolutely.
Alrighty, for sure. If the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Alrighty, for sure, for sure. Lovey, thank you for the $1. I know, right? It's absolutely crazy. That's exactly what I need right now. I'm going to do that here in a second. NER, thank you so much for the $5 for Indiana primaries. I voted. Good job. That's great to hear. That's great to hear. Thank you so much for the dino, by the way. Thank you. LZ, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. It's so crazy, right? Grace, thank you so much for the $10 as well. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I think I am fully caught up. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, PayPal, link tree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat as always. We have at least an hour or so left on the stream, everyone. Just letting y'all know. At least an hour or so left on the stream. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. Alrighty, why do you support Donald Trump?
Yeah, because he best aligns with my view regarding abortion.
Okay. What about abortion?
Yeah, leaving it up to the states. I agree with that.
Why is that beneficial?
Yeah, because I think that states ought have their own autonomy, and that would be giving the states their own autonomy.
Wait, say that one more time.
Yeah, I think that states ought have their own autonomy, and doing that would give the states their own autonomy.
Okay. I don't think that it gives them autonomy, and I don't think that. Wait. So, actually, let me question. Why do you prioritize states having autonomy over like people?
Yeah, because I think that they're probably better fit to make a decision about their state
Than the person who's pregnant.
Yeah.
Why?
Because pregnancies, a lot of people who are pregnant get very emotional, and all those hormones making them not think critically.
I think an abortion is totally reasonable to get. Why is that not?
Well, no, I said I'm pro-choice. I just think that it should be left up to the states.
That's
like my
if
normative
you're
ethics.
pro-choice, then you think it should be federally protected.
No, pro-choice just means they're for the majority of abortions.
Pro-choice means that you think that there should be legal access to an abortion.
Oh, if that's what you mean, that's still compatible with what I said. Obviously, you don't have to.
Do you believe
agree
there
with
should be
that.
legal access to an abortion?
Generally, yeah.
Okay. What's preferable at leaving it up to states comparative to keeping it federally protected if you want legal access to an abortion?
Yeah, because they might. Like I already told you, because they probably know what's best for their state.
But the person doesn't know what's best for them.
No, a lot of people don't. No, that's why we have the government,
I
right?
disagree
Unless you
with
want
you.
to live in like a libertarian society.
I do think that the government doesn't need to enforce that people go through a pregnancy. I think people can make a genuine determination whether or not they want a pregnancy, the same way they can do so about surgeries. So should we force you to get a vasectomy? Because I don't think you can make a choice on whether or not you can have kids, because I think that that's obviously going to be worse for the world. And we as the government can make a better determination on whether or not you should have kids.
Well, no, that would just be like a positive infringement. I don't believe in those.
Oh, but that would just be a benefit for our society to prevent you from having children.
Okay, that's fine. I don't even know why you'd believe that, but even if that were true, I don't believe in positive infringements unless you're like harming people actively.
Well, you're saying that people should be forced to go through pregnancies because you think it's what's best for them, right? So I think this is what's best for you and for society, so that's what I want to do.
I didn't say they should be forced to.
Yeah, you do. I mean,
no, I'm just saying we shouldn't let them get abortions. I'm not like keeping.
Let me clarify.
Let
me clarify.
I'm not like keeping the baby in there, bro.
When you say it should be left up to the states, you know that in certain states, people's rights will be infringed upon. You know that as a fact, right?
Yeah, but I think that there can be a greater good or something like that.
What's the greater good?
On...
People having less access or more access to abortion? What's greater good for you?
Well, just those two things, obviously more access, but I'm saying there could be other independent
how do you get more
variables.
access than federal access, dumbass? I'm sorry, this is so stupid. This is so
I'm saying there could
stupid.
be other independent variables within the state, right? Like maybe it would be like an economic disaster, right? Maybe the whole state would collapse if they didn't like ban abortion, right? I think.
Oh God, I'm sorry. Your position makes no sense at all. It
Wait,
literally
where's the
is
confusion?
incoherent gibberish.
Look,
you want there to be you want it to be more legal. But then you want to leave it up to the states as opposed to federally keeping it legal, which would ensure that it's legal for more states as opposed to leaving it to the states, which ensures that less states will have it legal. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? If you want more legalization, why wouldn't you support the federal legalization that we already have?
Yeah, what's the contradiction? Yeah, what's the contradiction?
Yeah, you supported policy that led to less legal access as opposed to more legal access. You said your goal was more...
senses. In different senses.
You said your goal was more legal access.
Wait, it was in different senses, though, right? We can agree.
We're talking about within the U.S. Your goal, at least in terms of voting for president of the United States, your goal for voting for president of the United States was to have more legal access, right?
Yeah, but like
did you increase or decrease legal access by voting for Trump?
Wait, say it again.
Did you increase or decrease legal access by voting for Trump?
I'm agnostic.
Okay, I'm gonna kick you. Go
Yeah.
fuck yourself.
Do you want to tell me the contradiction, or you
Go fuck yourself. Literally, less states have it legalized, meaning there is literally less access than what there was already. That's just an objective fact. They're definitely trolling me. Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. Yo, it's
We are
Please leave me alone. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 23.
Do you support Trump?
I do.
If the election was held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
We are Charlie Kirk.
All right, I'm going to say this once, okay? For all the people who troll, please just stop. I don't find it endearing, to be honest with you. It's not fun to deal with. And please stop doing it. It is not wanted. You are not advocating or doing it within my boundaries. Please stop doing it. Genuinely, regardless what troll you are, I don't care. Please stop. I don't know how else to say it to you. But you'd never listen. Please stop. Don't feel like just because you feel like you're different than others, you think that it's justified for you to do it. It's not. Leave me alone, please. You can watch the stream, but please stop trolling on the stream. It wastes my time. It wastes the stream's time. And it is genuinely really annoying to deal with over and over again. Please stop doing this. Leave me alone. You can watch the stream. Do not troll me. Do not send a guest request. It's not wanted. I don't like it. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Cookie King mugs you.
Yo, what's up? How old are you? How old are you? Zeke, thank you for the hand art. Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, how old are you?
30.
You're covering your microphone. It's hard to hear you.
30.
Yeah, and do you support Trump?
No, but can I?
Can you? No. I'm sorry, but I just don't know how you don't get what I was just trying to tell people to do. Like, I don't know. I don't think there's any level of clarification that will fix the problem. You know, what's up? How old are you?
80, Parker. 80.
Yo, what's up? How old are you? How old are you? Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. We're just looking for some debates, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo, I'm 18.
Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your birth year?
04.
Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
34.
Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Election held today. Harris versus Trump. Who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay, and what's your birth year?
1992.
Okay, and why do you support Trump?
He just has really great policies all around.
Such as?
Like his stance and views on cryptocurrency.
Okay, like what stance on crypto?
Oh, how he plans to make us the crypto capital of the world.
Okay, by doing what? That just left. Okay. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. We are just looking for some debates.
6 7 6 7 6.
Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
6 7 6 7 6 7 6.
I don't know how they even got back up. I'm just trying to get someone new. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
25. I just wanted
support
to
Trump?
say, yeah, we already talked before, but I got disconnected for a 10-minute baby violation.
How
We
long
never
ago?
got to finish. It was like this weekend or something. Or
Okay.
no, it was last weekend.
That's fine. We can continue our conversation then. Let me think some people real quick, then we can move on with our conversation. Rebel, thank you so much for the $10. Oh, I need to mute you. It's just really loud, the background noise. Rebel, thank you for the $10. Thank you very much on Venmo. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Angela, thank you so much for the $10 as well. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. That's true as well. Fee, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the $4. Thank you very much. I'm going to try to do that right now. Elizabeth, thank you for the $10. Thank you very much. Roberta, thank you so much for the $5 for today's Missing Indigenous Women's Day. Thank you very much for letting me know. Give me some W's for them in the comment section right now, as well as Michael. Thank you so much for the $100 on Venmo. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it for in support of what you're doing. Damn, the guests are getting dumber. Well, thank you so much, Michael. I really appreciate it. Give me some W's for Michael in the comment section right now for the $100. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, as well as Marina. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. As well as Nicolette, thank you so much for the $10 as well. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for the 10. As well as Samaya, thank you so much for the $2. Thank you very much as well. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I'm trying to do better. But thank you very much. Alrighty. I have some people to thank over YouTube Super Chat. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, PayPal, link tree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube. As well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen as always. Straight to 2,000 likes if we're on YouTube, everybody. It helps get it out to more people as always. Let me make sure to get to the last people. Trisha, thank you so much for the $1. Bridget, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I'm going to try and chill. Stella, thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm probably going to end up with Steyer. Miracle, thank you so much. I appreciate the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Zap, thank you so much for the $10 as well. Thank you very much. Brand, thank you for the $5. PNW, thank you so much for the $5. Tara, thank you for the 5. Fallen, thank you for the 5 as well. Zachary with the 5. And Jewel with the 2. Thank you very much. Alrighty. I think I am fully caught up. Alrighty. Why do you support Donald Trump? You gotta unmute yourself. There you go. Yeah. Why do you support Trump?
Okay. I feel like we went over this a little bit, but I just wanted to get your opinion, I guess, and see why you think this way.
Okay, but are we gonna debate or no?
Yeah. Of course. I just wanted to ask a question.
Go ahead and ask your question.
So, and then we could pull up the jury papers or whatever it says, but sexual assault and can you say the R word here?
Yeah, you can say rape.
In the rape. How come you New York changed the law after it was all said and done, and I'm sure you know the case I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So just because they changed the law and he wasn't tried on rape, why do we have to change our outlook on what the court even said? You know what I'm trying to say? If it was sexual assault, it's sexual assault. It doesn't matter if the rules or laws changed. It was at that time sexual assault, and that's what it is. And it's not rape.
So in a colloquial usage of the term, it is rape. That's what the judge said as well. Do you agree?
Okay. If the judge said it, sure, but I'm just saying that's not what he was convicted on.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, I understand, but because that's only because of a legal definition of the term that exists at the time, which isn't the typical way that we use the term.
Exactly. Hold on. So you just said at the time. So why even if at the time, why would we change it? Even at that time, it was that.
Well,
That doesn't make
because
sense.
we
That
don't
doesn't
only
seem.
use legal definition. We use the definition specifically that we have in terms of our own definition. Let me give you an example. Do you believe that abortion is murder?
I'm pro-life, so yeah.
But is it legally defined as murder right now?
No.
So you'd have to concede here that it's not murder because it's not legally defined as murder right now, unless you're willing to say that you don't always use the legal definition. You know I'm right.
See, no, I don't. That's just a confusing topic. It's just because at that time, just because it was considered that, now we're just changing it to rape.
Okay, so then abortion is not murder.
Okay, then it's not murder. Because it's
Really?
not the
You
law.
think abortion
It's
isn't
not
murder?
the law.
So let me
It's not the
dude.
law at the time.
Okay, so then you don't think that any Jewish people were murdered during the Holocaust because it wasn't the law at the time?
That's a whole different subject. I'm not gonna get.
Well, yeah, you don't think any Jewish people were murdered in the Holocaust because it wasn't against the German law at that time, until we developed international laws around it, and then tried those Nazis based upon international law.
Well, I mean, Hitler had hit. Can you say that word?
Yeah, you can say Hitler.
Hitler had his own beliefs and his own theories at that time. Just like,
yeah, but was it murder? Was it
just
murder?
like somebody went in the cell?
Were Jewish people murdered in the Holocaust?
You could say they were unalived.
Okay, I'm just gonna kick you
For
being stupid as fuck. Like, do you see what I mean? Like, dude, like, what? Takes it to such a ridiculous level. Like, what is wrong with him? Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. We're just looking for debates. I think we're like running out of all debates right now. Looks like there's like no Trump supporters willing to debate us. Practically none, at least. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I want to be inside you.
Let's get this next person up here. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. Jordan, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $15. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. I have to click on that. Give me 1 second before I do. Matthew, thank you for the $10 or for the $1, and then Susan, thank you for the $20. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it on Venmo. Thank you. As well as Fee, thank you so much for the $1. I'm so sorry. I must have missed it. I apologize. Thank you so much, Fee. They said I had to live in the hospital for a month to have my baby safely. This isn't always caught. What are women supposed to do? I'm paying off debt from 2022 birth, from disappearing twin syndrome to umbilical arteries and vasa previa. Yeah, it's ridiculous how expensive everything is. We need a universal healthcare system.
Hey,
so
Parker,
bad.
come to Minnesota. Come get this haircut, bro. I missed you.
Only sending guest requests if you meet that criteria on the screen. We're just looking for some debates, everybody. We're just looking for debates, everybody. How old are you?
I want to be inside you.
Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. We are just looking for debates, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, Parker. I'm 18.
Oh, I'm sorry, they sound young. Let's get this next individual. I think we're actually out of debates. I think there's actually like literally no Trump supporters in the box, so. Yeah, I think that's actually like, I don't know what to do, to be honest. Oh, what? We have Liam. I'd rather not, actually. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Be inside you.
Morgan, thank you so much for the fireworks. Thank you very much. Yo, what's up? How old
Parker,
are you?
please come get this haircut, bro.
Let's go to the next individual, everybody. Do you give us a quick second? How old are you?
You damn liberal.
Okay. I think we're out of debates. Yeah, it could be at that point. Yo, what's up, how old are you?
Poklat?
My
Yo, what's up, how old
turn.
are you?
18.
Do you support Trump?
Why not?
Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Election held today, Harris versus Trump. Who would you rather vote for?
Well, I mean, you just asked if I like Trump. I think I'm gonna vote for the guy I like, don't you think?
Alrighty. Let's try to get this next person up here. Do give us a quick second. Give us a minute, everyone. Hopefully we can get someone. We'll see. Mr. Flinch, thank you for the $5 for vote Dem in the primaries. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's super important. Super important. Alrighty, everyone. We're trying to get this next person up here. Do give us a quick second. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Sorry. My cat hit the join button. That was an accident.
You're good. Don't worry. That's really funny. Alrighty, alrighty. If you're a Trump supporter, you want to debate, make sure to send a guest request right now. We are just looking for debates. Just give it a little bit, everyone. We'll give it a second. If you want to send a guest request right now and you are a Trump supporter, make sure to do so. You'll likely get accepted. Alrighty. If you're on YouTube again, everyone, make sure to hit that thumbs up, everyone. Make sure to hit that thumbs up. It really helps get it out to more people. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 39.
And do you support Trump?
I do.
If the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Absolutely Donald Trump. He's our king.
I'm sorry. I think they're trolling. Let's go to the next person. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Keonan, thank you for the $10, by the way. Thank you. Alrighty, let's get this next individual up here. Fred, thank you for the $10. Thank you very much. For shout out to Indiana voters. Polls close at 6 p.m. for the primary elections today. Would be awesome if we had a huge turnout to fight the redistricting here. Yeah, it'd be absolutely really, really important. If you're in Indiana, make sure to go out and vote for the primaries. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I used to be a Trump supporter, but y'all changed my mind.
Well, I'm glad. Thank you very much. I'm glad to hear that we changed your mind. Alrighty, alrighty. I might just answer questions. Maybe we'll just do a Q&A for a little bit, and then I'll end it for today. I guess I'll end early today. If you have any final questions, you can ask me. I'll probably answer questions for the next 10, 15 minutes maximum, and then I'll go post my videos. Maybe I'll come back on later or something. I'll see. If you have any questions, though, you can ask me right now, though. You can ask me right now. Do you give it a second? You play video games, Parker? Of course I do. Of course I do. Don't end. It is the point. I'm not gonna sit up here and try to get a debate for the next 30 minutes and have it just be the same trolls, to be honest. I'd rather not. And honestly, like, I'm just gonna be honest, like, it's just been hard. Like the people have been really hard to deal with recently, some of the Trump supporters, and then like the amount of trolls. It's I don't know, like, it's really hard to keep it in all the time. Like, I really try to keep my patience, but sometimes it's pretty difficult. Win, thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Has more of a shot to win. Porter doesn't have anywhere near the same level of shot to win. KO, thank you for the 7 Canadian dollars. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. For I constantly heard talk from American friends about coming and invading us. Did you hear this kind of talk growing up? No. No, I never heard that at all. Not at all, not at all. Colton, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, maybe we will. Maybe we will. Rachel as well, thank you for the $2. Thank you. Always by doing it off stream. Oh, hopefully I didn't accidentally end anything. If you're on YouTube, by the way, I'd really appreciate if you hit that thumbs up, everyone. I'd really appreciate if you hit that thumbs up before we get going. Tom, thank you for the $4. Thank you very much. Maybe sometime. I can't see. Ariana, thank you so much for the $1. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. They said, why do you ask who they vote for after already saying that they are a Trump supporter? Because people come up, say they're Trump supporters, but then they wouldn't vote for him. It's really annoying. Madden, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you very much. Are you ever bemused how you ask every caller the exact same verification questions and yet still some people trip up? Yeah, I am, honestly. It is kind of a little bit embarrassing. Blue Barbie, thank you for the $2 for Do You Like Super Mario Games? I do. Drigo, thank you so much. I appreciate the $5. Thank you for just discovered your channel. I really value your ability to debate and intend to truly change people's minds. Of course, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Justina, thank you for the $5. Thank you for... was there a moment early on when negative comments or personal attacks really got to you? Oh, yeah, definitely. How'd I get through it? It really just like doing this more often is kind of really what it was. It's nothing more specific than that. Colton, thank you for the $5 for also. You said you like video games. You ever look at the new Crimson Desert game? It's wild. No, I've actually never seen that. KJ, thank you so much. I appreciate the $4.20 for Hey Parker. Thanks for what you do. I'm in Idaho and we are voting to legalize medicinal W drug this November. We are way behind the times. And really hoping it goes through. Wish us luck. I wish you luck. I definitely wish you luck. Mira, thank you for the $2. Thank you. I definitely will think about it. Is there an upcoming one? Katie, thank you for the $2. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Fruit Punch, thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Is there actually a mobile game? Really? And Blue Barbie, thank you for the $3. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Much love to you as well. Xavier, thank you so much. I appreciate the $2 for what corporate job would you work if you weren't a content creator? I would go get a master's in economics, and I would probably be working something in that. I don't know what I would have fell into, but it would have been something in that sort of an industry or field. Elena, thank you for the $3. Thank you very much for sending love from Finland. I've been watching you for two months every evening. You're truly inspirational. Well, thank you so much, Elena. I really appreciate it. Thank you. As well as Lucille, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. There obviously are individuals that do that. It never really gets much traction, but there are some people that do. There are definitely some that do that, and they definitely obviously deceptively do it sometimes. Ari, thank you for the $2 for we debate other topics in the future. I think I already have like a general thing that debates multiple topics, but maybe I would do something specific on a general topic or a specific topic at some point in the future. I don't know when I'll do that though. Alessandra, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $2. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Alessandra. Thank you. When you first started your debates, was there any point where you were stumped on what the other person said? I always feel like you always know what to say. Oh yeah, there always was. Like when I first started, like for example, the Prove to Me God Exists ones, like I didn't even know any of the arguments, so people would have to describe to me what all the arguments was. Like I literally remember asking people to describe to me what basic arguments were, because I simply just had no clue. So I remember learning all of that. So there's countless times. Steph, something I disagree with, but nothing I really care about too much, to be honest. To be honest, nothing really much I care to address, really. But obviously there's disagreement there. Jennifer, thank you for the $2. Thank you very much for Gen X Mom here. So proud of you and continued dedication to defending women. Thank you for you are really making a difference. Thank you so much. I really appreciate Jennifer. That's so kind of you. Thank you so much. Leonie, thank you so much for the $2 as well. Thank you very much for greetings from Germany. Love your debates and how you inform the U.S. about politics. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Terry, thank you for the $1. Thank you very much. First time donating. Been watching for almost a year with all of the redistricting going on. Do you think that there's a better chance of winning? I think there slightly is. But there's obviously concerns. Like we need to just get people out to vote, get people to continue getting involved. It's looking good in terms of the popular opinion, and people are leaning more towards the Democratic Party for sure. And absolutely, yeah, happy Cinco de Mayo to people. Alrighty. If you have any questions, you can again ask me, everyone. Steph, I got you. It makes sense. It makes sense. That's a reasonable thing. So I get you. Leonie, think of the $2. Thank you very much. Again, I appreciate it. Thank you. I thought I got another message. I don't think I did. Did you watch the Necessary Conversation last week? No, I have not. That's a good one. Might have touched Mary Lou a bit. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. I feel like there's some times where I'm like, she's kind of leaning a little bit more towards, but like possibly rethinking. But other times I'm like, dang, she just, I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't like fall through. It seems. Takes a lot of work though. Liz, thank you for the $5. Thank you very much thank you for so much for what you do. Been listening for over a year. As a woman, it's nice to hear man stand up for these things. Would you make merch? I've thought about it. Honestly, I've never really been someone who just like wants to do that and would put it together. And I wouldn't really go out of my way to do it. I've also not like very specific on any specific type of clothing or anything. It's a whole lot of extra stuff to do, and I guess I've never really just like wanted to like be like, oh, I can make money off a merch shop. Let me just do a merch shop or something. So I've never been like pushed to do that, I guess. I know a lot of people do want it, but I don't know. I thought maybe like my girlfriend has like this calendar thing. Like I thought maybe calendar or something small like that, but I don't know. I've never felt enough of like wanting to do it where I inevitably just like put in the effort to do so. EOR, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Do you look forward to Republicans losing the midterms? Question, would you vote for AOC or Kamala? AOC. 100%. Ideologically aligned with progressives a lot more. Kitty Corn, thank you for the $2. I do not have any. Caitlin, thank you for the $5 for Happy Cinco de Mayo. Absolutely. Yeah, same. Absolutely, totally agree. As well as Fee, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you for what series are you watching right now? Also, I got Parker Get a Job, where she studied graphic arts. We're watching a bunch of different things. Malcolm in the Middle is one I'm watching right now, for example. But we're in between a bunch of different shows. Senorita, thank you for the $2. Thank you. Zygo Slapper shirts. That would be funny. Lorena, thank you so much for the $5 as well. Thank you. Jamie, thank you so much for the $2 for maybe start debating. People weren't strictly MAGA, like Republican. Yeah, I think I was going to do that after the midterms and whatnot. Oh, Jess, it's the Real Friends is just actually just a shirt my sister had. It's one that my sister used to have, and she just like gave it to me, or I ended up having it sometime. I didn't buy it. It was one that she has. She likes them, I think. Liz, thank you so much for the $2. Thank you very much. Based Mad Scramble, thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. Allison, thank you for the $2 for. Have you seen my fan art? I actually haven't. I'll have to go look. When you come to the UK, I don't have any specific times when I'm going to the UK, but maybe sometime. Elizabeth, thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, it is crazy the amount of similarities. I went through a whole thing where I watched a bunch of stuff like that. But yeah, if you have any last questions, you can ask me right now. Otherwise, I'm about to get off here very soon. Oh, I literally just had a message and I just missed it. Emily, thank you for the $1. Probably not. Fee, thank you for the $1 as well. Let me design merch for you. I'm not for sure on that. Justina, thank you. I appreciate it. I am trying to get to that right now. I got you. A lighter question, for once. Favorite ice cream flavor? Chocolate fudge brownie. That's always me. Now I'm craving some mint chocolate chip. I love mint chocolate chip too. It's really good. Really, really good. Fruit Punch, thank you for the $5 for Yep, Invincible, Guarding the Globe. Join my guild. I'll have to see. Allison, thank you for the $1. I'll have to ask him. I think I am mostly caught up for now. I might just call it for today, and maybe I'll hop on later and whatnot. I'll keep everyone updated though. All right, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for coming through. Have a good night, everyone. I will see everyone tomorrow. Maybe I'll be on, I think, tomorrow morning or something like that. I think my girlfriend has got work tomorrow, so I'll be on probably tomorrow morning as well. All right, have a good time, everyone. Dean's live right now. You can go join, watch Dean's live, or you can watch my videos I'm about to post on YouTube. All right. Good day, everyone. I love y'all.